You are on my Zoom. Welcome. I almost spilled my root beer. I can't hear you yet. Oh, I see you.
Is it going now?
Now I hear you. Okay.
There we go. The messages are like popping up real slow, like allow this, allow that. And I'm like, yeah, I do this at work all the time. What the fuck?
Yeah. They have a bunch of like fail safes. I guess that's good, right?
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
Better than having someone coming on and hacking my channel here. Eh.
Yeah, we don't want Brandon to drop in and start muttering bullshit. So
Yeah. Which one? There's so many Brandons these days.
you know, I
There's a
every
mayor
time
Brandon, there's a president Brandon, you know.
you, I've often thought about that. I says when we talk about Brandon, I think of the president. Problem is that we get that asshole downtown, also named Brandon. So maybe it's just a Brandon thing.
It's life imitating art or so, like me magic FJB turned into L LGB and
Yes,
now
it did. Yeah,
and we said Brandon so much it manifested a Mayor Brandon.
Mayor Brandon.
That's just as bad as it sounds too.
I always feel bad when I'm working and I talk to somebody and I ask them what their name is and they say Brandon. I kind of hesitate.
I've met a few Brandons, but I don't talk to them anymore. Oops. I don't know. I probably have like 10 Brandons on my Facebook, right? Because
Yeah,
I have like over 1,000 friends on Facebook, but most of them are reenactors from other states, which is what I was trying to use Facebook for a while. It was just like expanding the reenacting community in that sense.
right.
Um, so what do you want to use this show for? Where do you want to put this, or do you just want like I don't know how to define this really? We just jumped right in. It's nice.
We always just jump in. So I don't know. We can hit up some kind of the current bullshit going on like usual. Okay.
All right, sounds
You know
good.
the
Then let's
that
just do
Trump.
a little informal introduction here. So
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm Steve Yisell, and I'm joined here by my good friend Jeremy. And if you'd like to introduce yourself, if you want to say your full name, it's up to you.
Yeah, that's fine. So, hey, thanks for having me on, Steve. Jeremy Wallington, known Steve quite a long time. We've done some cross promotional stuff. And we love doing this, and we're reenactors in the same group this year.
Yes, yes,
So there.
we've been in the Civil War reenacting community for several years, or more than that. But we have been in different units portraying different states in Illinois and Wisconsin, and yeah, we just decided to bring Jeremy in. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
nice.
So I moved over,
Or
so it's good.
Jeremy made the decision on his own, but it was more of a we are like, come on,
Well,
join
it's it's
us.
it's it's uh, it, it's not hard when all your friends are over there, so it makes it fun. So it's kind of like when Sean Waltman jumped ship and went to the NWO. His buddies are there, so it kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, it was a little confusing at first, but then once you know the backstory of him being in
Yeah,
WCW and then all that, yeah, he looked
yeah, he's
weird.
friend.
I want to say Sean Altman or Waltman looked weird
Mhm.
in the new NWO in the early 2000s.
Oh, the 2002 debacle. Yeah,
Yeah, but that sticks in
yeah.
my mind more than the silver NWO with Jarrett. That was at the end of WCW. That was like the bad days. Those were the dark times
NWO 2000,
with
baby.
with the Russo.
Oh,
Eh,
Russo, yeah.
the Russo. It's like it's a plague.
I do like what Jim Cornette calls him, shithead.
He wants to piss on his grave after he dies.
Yes, he
So
does.
Jim Cornette's like hoping he probably goes to bed praying that Russo dies before he does, so
He,
we can do
he
that.
does.
He talks
Yes.
on his podcast about how he's considering putting piss in a bottle in case he does pass away. That he has Brian Last, his podcast co-host, go and pour it on Russo's grave when it does happen. It's like shit, man. You hate these
God.
guys so much. You do that.
I always get a kick out
But
of all those podcast shows because it's like they're all in the same time frame of like doing. They all worked with each other, and then it's like you hear all these side stories. It's like this guy's an asshole. This is a shithead. It's like, oh, tell us how you really feel. It's a good time.
yeah, Disco Inferno is really vocal these days on Twitter, but I don't know if anybody really listens to him. And then
No,
yeah, you have Cornette. Cornette was on Ring of Honor for a while. I didn't know about that one, but he was in
really.
WWF for a while, and
Yeah, it was.
uh,
Bruce Pitchford has
it's
his
wrestling.
show.
Like I really, you gotta just accept it for what it is, because it's like most of the time, if you anticipate something, you get disappointed. It's
Oh
a
no, all the
most of the
time.
time,
All the time.
it's like that air of mystery around the
Yes.
live aspect of it. I think that's what keeps it going. It's like
Mhm.
this thing's longer than General Hospital. This is the
Yeah.
longest soap opera on television, period.
Yeah.
Raw is the longest TV show in history,
Right.
bar none,
Over 30 years. Right.
continuously. It has not
31 years now.
stopped. September 11th, 2001, they didn't stop. They had a show what was it, the next day or two?
12th or the 13th, I believe. I remember that one. Yeah, it was right at the same time. So I remember most of the
Was it
football
a
games and
Tuesday?
baseball games had canceled, but they were like the only one. Like it might have been Tuesday. It could have been the next day if I remember correctly.
I'm pulling my calendar up. We're going to find out right
Okay.
now. Yeah, but yeah, they just did not have any breaks, and now they have that
No.
claim to fame, which is interesting. Yeah, it was on a Tuesday.
Okay.
So then
Yeah.
on Thursday, so 2 days later, they had the
That was
SmackDown,
yeah. I
the
remember
Thursday
that one.
show. That was
Yeah.
before they went live. So yes, in fact, I don't know if it was like pre-taped or what, because Tuesdays is when they would film for
Hmm.
SmackDown. I don't know. 23 years ago though. Nowadays AEW they have like a Wednesday show that they have
Hmm.
live, and then they also after that they film the Friday show. So the Friday show is pre-taped. And then
Okay.
sometimes, since they also have a Saturday show, sometimes they put the Friday show with the Saturday show, so they tape that beforehand, so or afterward. It just depends. But I like how they do that. You get about 5 hours of just straight up pro wrestling, and then
Right.
if you don't like the people, and there's usually a few matches, and like unfortunately it's the women's matches, but you're just like, man, I gotta
Hmm.
stretch my legs, I gotta take a piss, I want to go look at the merch. Like
Hmm.
it's just it's what I expect out of an event. WWE, on the other hand, it is on another level. They have actual programs. AEW doesn't have programs, so like a big book.
Hmm.
And I actually got one program from the Survivor Series that was just here at Rosemont. Someone was giving it away on Craigslist for free. They left it
Oh
in a
wow.
little bag on their front porch for me to pick up. Pristine condition. The things like the paper's glossy, and it's
Really?
just Cody Rhodes in like war paint, and it's just says on the bottom Survivor Series War Games. It looks
Oh,
awesome.
that's right. It was a war game.
And
Yeah.
then that is also the show where CM Punk returned this this past few months. He returned in, I think, December. It's fucking nuts. He was just in AEW.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think for him though that like the ship has sailed though? I mean, he was gone for like 10
He's gonna be
years.
on commentary for a long time.
Right, I could
and
see
we
that.
might we might see him wrestle maybe 4 or 5 more times. That's my pitch. That's it.
I
He's gonna
I
have a
would think so.
WrestleMania. He's gonna have another Rumble. He might as well have another Survivor Series and Elimination
Yeah,
Chamber. And there you go. You got there's your 4 matches. And then if he pulls a Rock or Hogan, which he was imitating Hogan at All In against Samoa Joe. Very good match to watch. But there
okay.
was like I don't know what you would call it, but like something with live performance, like that type of magic happened in that match where Punk and Samoa Joe like emulated Hogan in the same ring. So like CM Punk was looking and doing stuff like he'd get up from the ground like he's about to
Yeah.
Hulk up, and you just have to watch it. I don't want to
Okay.
spoil it. Samoa Joe does like Hogan stuff too, like reacting to Punk. So it's like Hogan is like reacting to himself. It's fucking bizarre. But that's the last match he had in AEW. And then he goes off and he said he had the real title because nobody pinned him, and he drew an X on the AEW title. And now apparently he's still the champ. That's just still his belt. He's just not on TV right now. So give it 2 or 3 years. He'll leave WWE. He'll go back to AEW with his Black X title. Like this is gonna be some
It
good
kind of,
shit. I'm looking
it kind
forward
of
to like the
reminds me.
payoff of this. Hmm?
Right. It kind of reminds me of when Ric Flair shows up at WWF back in
Yes,
'91
yes.
and he takes the gold belt and they're blurring the damn thing out.
I'd
And
say
he's
the
over, I'm the
only
real
thing
world
Punk should
champion.
have did with showing up at Survivor Series at the end was have that Black X
Yes.
belt with him when he walked out. It would have just made the whole wrestling community just lose their fucking mind because you're not
Yeah.
supposed to talk about this, but you can talk about that. And like the only other thing that like would have made probably the internet brick is if he had like a Benoit shirt on. Like,
Oh,
like oops,
oh,
all the taboos into one. Talk about rival
oh,
company, rival
yeah.
wrestler, and a guy we're not supposed to talk about anymore.
Talk about, yeah, he's been deleted. Delete, delete.
That's how they did it. They had Matt Hardy in the back room, just like Minority Report. They have those screens they move around with their hands, all the images.
Yeah.
It's like touchscreen. Well, that's Matt Hardy in the back, just chopping all the Benoit footage.
Well,
Delete.
I'm telling you, when he came out with that, when he was doing that, the ultimate deletion and all, oh my god, that was like a work of art. And that was even before he came back to WWF that last time. I mean, he was doing that.
you
He was what, TNA at that point or something?
He put a lot of thought into it. Like
Yes, it was. It's amazing.
he was saying that his that an entity took over his body, and then that entity was talking through him, and he's
Yes,
talking about seeing the pyramids of Giza and
yes.
and flying over the mountaintops with the eagles and dining in Rome. Like he's just going on and on and on. But like
Did you ever watch the YouTube
brilliant mind.
videos that he would post? And it would be at like the Hardy compound, and he's riding around like an
Yeah.
ATV. And then he's got his brother Jeff there, and they're doing stuff, and he's like in the pond, and then he's got the drone flying around.
Vanguard one.
Yes, his stuff is funny. And then he had the one with the lawnmower. Oh my, it's I died laughing. That stuff was amazing. You know,
I had a Chihuahua for a little over 16 years. I named her
really.
Lita. I named her Lita. And I haven't gotten another dog since, but my friend in Texas that's they have border collies and
Oh, I love those.
they want me to take 2 border collies.
Oh, good luck, dude.
And this morning I thought, well, I might as well call them Matt and Jeff.
That's a good deal right
Because I
there.
want to be able to say Team Extreme, and then they come running in the room.
Great. I figured what you were going to do is tell me you're going to get another Chihuahua and call it Edge.
No, no, I can't
Oh,
do it. I can't do it.
oh, oh
No,
man.
I can't do
If,
it. No,
if
the
none of the
rated
listeners
R.
know about that, look that up. Lita Edge and the Matt Hardy Oh man,
But getting two dogs and calling them Matt and Jeff would
that's
just
cool.
be,
That's cool.
it would be like a completion of a circle in a way.
Yeah,
We'll see how that
that's pretty
goes
cool.
because I don't
I
know.
would call him. I would call him LOD.
It's gonna
Animal
take
Hawk.
a hawk and animal.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to start like a wrestling pet name business and just start. We'll just get a shelter and we'll take really good care of these animals, but we'll name them all after wrestlers.
But the ultimate prize is when you finally get the right dog and he's the Iron Sheik.
And he has a mustache like it too.
Yes. Fucking the Hulk Hogan, fucking Butch.
And bullshit.
That guy was great. He was
Fucking the
great,
Hulk
man.
Hogan. Yo, jabroni. I was like watching a lot of his clips. I noticed he like slaps his pecs like this a lot. So I
Oh
was
God,
just like
who
getting
was
into
I
that whole
listening
thing.
to? There
And
was a
it's
funny
come on.
story about him.
I don't have this because of the Sheik, but now it's just kind of like eh.
You're looking cheeky though. Now
I'm
that you
looking
said
kind of
that, you're
cheeky.
looking
I am looking
cheeky.
cheeky.
I was listening to somebody's podcast and I don't remember who he was with, but he was rooming with the guy when they do the hotels and God, and he's outside the hotel and he's doing these like squats. He's just out on the balcony. He's just in his like briefs. It's freaking cold outside, right? And God, I'm trying to remember who the hell this wrestler was and he's telling this story.
It's like
I
reminding
think
me
it
of
might have been
Hogan, like
no, I think it was the
doing those
Undertaker.
squats like in the back,
No,
like
I
against
think
the
it was
wall.
the Undertaker. I think it was the Undertaker when he first started, and Shiki was rooming with him, and he's doing this. If you go and he's
Oh
got
wow!
the door open, and he's like, "Why the hell you got the door up?" He's sleeping, and it's like 5 a.m. He's out there doing these squats, and he's got the door open to the hotel, and he's out there doing this, and he's sweating. He goes, "It's like 30 degrees, and he's soaking wet from these squats." Those are always fun stories.
I
With
haven't heard
these
of that.
guys.
I gotta look that up.
Look, look that one up. I swear it was the Undertaker talking about one of these shows he's been doing. It might have been his own show. He's got one now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you know
Yeah, it might have
it
been in
was
there.
fun. Like about 10 years ago, there was Piper that had a
Mm-hmm.
podcast. There was DDP, Jericho, and Austin. And that was about it. There was like
Mm-hmm.
those four, and then a few others came along, and now a bunch of them are doing it. But
Yeah, Kurt Angle's got one. Um, Booker T's got one, I
oh
think.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. God, who else? All the I'm trying to remember. Well, you had the promoters like Bruce Pritchard and
Colt Cabana had one, and
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
only mention him because he got the exclusive interview with Punk after
Mm-hmm.
the 2014 Rumble.
Yeah, that was when he left.
I was just like off of a 10-year like getting sober from wrestling. I cut off like 2003, 2000
Okay,
by 2004 I didn't know what was going on. But
same.
then I had come across on Facebook a clip of Daniel Bryan sitting on top of a steel cage after a match going like this and the
Mm-hmm.
entire audience going along with him. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what the? So I went and I looked at it, it's like WrestleMania 30's coming up. And then like he wins the Rumble and then he gets fucked and then Batista gets it. And like the crowd wanted him to, like, it was all sorts of messed up. And it's like, of
Yeah,
course, Vince, you did what you do best, Vince. You robbed the fans of what they wanted. And
right.
then Punk gets injured, and then he's like, "Fuck this!" Like he just rolled out of the Royal Rumble. That's the only Rumble match I watched in probably 10 years, and then I don't get to see Punk like finish. And
Yeah, he's
then I'm
so
like, "All right,
disappointed.
now I'm really done. I'm not gonna try watching. I'm just gonna peek at it here and there." It was like Bray Wyatt was kind of cool, the Wyatt family,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was keeping up, looking at what was going on, and then I heard that AEW was starting. But then I heard that like Jericho was on it, Taz, Tony Schiavone, the announcer,
Jim
and
Ross.
then Sting of all
Yeah.
people showed up. I'm like, oh shit, like I have to watch this one. It
Right.
was kind of cool. Then I saw like Eric fucking Bischoff was on one of the shows.
Yeah.
It was a one-off, thankfully.
Yeah.
I mean, the owner went on Twitter and basically was like, yeah, we're like signing one-off deals for some of these uh superstars, which makes sense. It's like Jake the Snake, but now
I
he's a
remember that.
manager
Yeah.
now. He's a manager for what is it, Lance Archer, which is a
Yeah.
very similar type of build that is a Jake there. But yeah, it's
Even
kind of
who
there's a
else
lot of
is there?
mesh
Tully
now.
Blanchard.
Tully
Tully
Blanchard, yeah,
Blanchard was there. He was there for a while. Yeah.
and he was on the last place he was on was Ring of Honor, and I don't
Hmm.
know if he went to TNA. He was managing FTR for a while. You see, a good thing
Yes.
with all of this is like I have the current 2024 knowledge of AEW, like up to now,
Hmm.
and a lot of that has a meshing back to like 20 years ago because
Yeah.
the other day they had the Hardy Boys. They're called the
Hmm.
Hardys, but they're the Hardy Boys. They have the same entrance music. They look the
Yeah.
same.
They.
I told my uncle, I'm like, they don't age. They're
No.
kind of like what was it, K Quick, R Truth. I'm
Yeah.
sure you know him.
Yep.
He doesn't age.
No.
Or I was gonna say Ron Simmons. He's someone else. Farouk, but he doesn't age.
Yeah. No. Some of those guys, you're right though. It's like it's amazing. They like look the same for like 20 years. And then you look up how old they are. And you're like, damn, that dude's like 50. He's like 53. Holy crap.
Ric
And they're
Flair's
still
been
going.
50, Ric Flair's been 53 for like 53 years.
Yeah, he just turned 75 over the weekend, I saw.
Yeah, for the 10th time.
Yeah. That guy's got 9 lives, I swear to God. He's part cat.
I'm gonna see him on Sunday. Can you believe
That's right.
that? I'm
Yeah, you're going
going.
down there, aren't you? You're going down there, aren't
I
you?
had to make a I had to make sacrifices to make this happen.
Yeah.
But like, what the fuck, man? I'm so thankful that I have the free time to do it because like, what the
Hmm.
fuck? Back in October just announces he's gonna retire at this pay per view, and I'm like, mm. His saying is with Sting, nothing's for sure. So
Yeah.
I waited 2 3 months,
No.
and then I'm like, oh shit, this really might be his last match. We've been going to AW shows for like the past 2 years. Like we kind of have to see his last time.
Right. What is he's like 60?
63 or 64.
Yeah, I would say
He's
early
up,
60s, but
but he looks in great condition. I'm sure the face paint really hides any of the wrinkles he has,
oh
but like
yeah,
man, he looks in top shape. I mean, as far as like
yeah.
body fat percentages, mobility, that's a huge thing too. Some of these guys can't even fucking walk anymore.
No,
The
no.
Dynamite, no, not Dynamite Kid. Is that right? Yeah, Dynamite Kid. He ended up
He's
in a wheelchair
in,
because of
yeah,
all the bumps he
injuries.
took. And even
Yeah,
Hogan,
couldn't walk.
for everything that he lies about, I doubt Hogan lies about his pain. And he thanks
Hmm.
Ric Flair for introducing him to CBD because
Yeah.
it took all the pain from his surgeries away that he's had. He's lost like 6 inches because of his spine and shit. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that these guys they should have welts and shit all over their faces after each match with what they look like they go through, but their bodies do go through a lot of stuff. They go through those tables. I'll tell you that much.
Hmm.
They fly over those ropes, they land on each other. That's actually happening.
Right.
Kurt Angle got thrown, or he threw Shane McMahon through real plate of glass, but
Yeah.
almost killed him, and it wasn't supposed to be glass
No.
because it was about safety. This is the thing. It's competition. It's not a fight to the death.
Right.
But uh they make these pro wrestlers seem like they're invincible. Especially the
Right.
luchadors. The luchadors are fucking nuts, but I love it. You know, like
Oh
I
yeah.
want to see the flippy shit, but I also like it very uh choreographed, but then organic at the same time.
I like the organic.
Macho Man was really good at like blending the two because he was like
Yes.
that technician. And oh yeah,
Well, if you watch his match with Steamboat back at WrestleMania 3, I mean that's what you're talking
yes,
about.
I
I
was
mean,
actually thinking of that. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, and that's for that time frame. That's kind of a whole new aspect of telling a story in the ring. I mean, because
yeah,
a lot of guys weren't doing that.
and there weren't many shows being televised for pro wrestling either. A lot of this
No,
stuff was just you show up to a to a gym,
a live event.
like
Yeah,
20 people are there, and that's how it
yeah,
was
it's a
all
different
across the
time.
country. And then here comes Vincent K. McMahon, who
Yeah,
wanted it all and wanted to cost him everything.
a
Yeah,
lot.
he doesn't own WWE anymore. He
No,
let his dad's company go.
he sold
That's
it.
all I'll say. I wanted to say more, but I'd be mean.
I know.
I don't want. Yeah, so I mentioned to my buddy Tom that Netflix has a deal with TKO Group, which owns
Mhm.
UFC and WWE now. I wonder what that's going to do for pay-per-views. Can I pay for $5 or $10? Is it $10 at this point? 20? It's gonna be
No, it's
20
like
soon.
it's about. I think it's at 15 right now, and now they're talking about um if you don't, they're gonna put ads on there, and if you want no ads, then you got to pay more. So it's like it's
So
like
we have
everything
to
else now.
solve this. We really need to solve this this access to entertainment issue because it's a real big fucking problem. And all of
Yeah,
these companies, they're making money in the wrong ways. The wrong people are collecting the dough. And the distributor, like, this is a distribution issue. So I bring this up because I have all these VHS tapes here in front of me
okay.
that I'm selling. I'm selling about 5 or 10 a day.
Wow.
The Americanization of Emily, The Best of Everything, Modern Problems, Bustin' Loose, Evening Star. Those are all VHS tapes that just sold this weekend
Wow.
that are shipping out today. So I'm mentioning this because it's distribution. Like there was
Hmm.
a company that got the licensing rights to make these VHS tapes. Now they can get those same licensing rights and make DVDs, or they can get the same licensing rights and stream. Now it comes down to physical space and just the ability to produce and manufacture tapes. But when you come to streaming, it's about bandwidth. And bandwidth is fucking expensive, man. And the last time I looked at Netflix, it was sub HD. You mudders. That's all I'm gonna say. You make us pay for a service and you can't even give us top streaming. Like we have to pay a premium for and they wanted us to have 8K in our houses by now, which is really 4K because 4K is 21 what is it 2160. 4K is
Mm.
2160. It lies to you. 4K is 2K. 8K is what 4K claims to be.
Oversell and then just not back it up.
I'm I'm never gonna let this go either. They were measuring well they were measuring one way and they went the other way for 4K. Oh, because it's 4,000 pixels wide. No, but everything else was measured as tall, assholes. So they pulled a fast one in the whole fucking world with that. Let's market 2K as 4K. It worked. It fucking worked. They got HD DVD somehow shoved up in between those. Then they got Blu-ray. Like,
Yeah.
what the? I love the ambition, but now like the market's just cornered. There's nowhere else to
Yeah.
go. Like you need
No.
to like bow down to AT&T or Comcast. Like I was even saying to my mom the other day, like that's great. that like you like watching hockey, but look at the top corner. It's NBC, Universal, Comcast. So we're paying them to watch this sporting event. I said I'd much rather you be watching me filming the live game. And then this opened up a conversation where I'm like, I'd be okay with one entire ring around the rink, like in the
Mm-hmm.
stands, would be all reserved for live streamers. And then you have the United Center or someplace just they have the money for the fucking bandwidth. Let them all fucking stream. Let the poors make some fucking money, right?
Right. It's right because it's marketed where you have one outlet, like a monopoly. Like
Mm-hmm.
we just cut the cable in my house. Okay, so we're cutting
Good.
back.
No.
So we save $110 on what were I watching? Occasional sporting event, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I cut it out. But that's your only logistical way you're going to watch any of the games. Like you said, well, NBC Sports, Chicago, well, there's your Blackhawks. Where else are you
Or
watching it?
yeah, to watch it live. You can go
You got to
out
go.
in public, but like I don't like people. And then going to the movie theater, going to the movie theater, it's like I could watch a pay-per-view for AEW at a theater, but I'd
Yeah.
rather go to the actual show and be like, like just go and shout at the
Like,
heels, cheer the baby faces, have a good time.
well,
Like
see, the problem
really,
here,
that's what
here's the problem.
I want to interact with what I'm watching at this
What
point.
you're doing, right? Well, see, the problem is now that they've taken sporting events. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
Cubs are a perfect example. They are the one of the highest charging teams for tickets.
Yeah, notice
So,
what we're not talking about. We have not mentioned the pigskin yet.
oh, we'll get to the pigskin. I got enough to say about the pigskin from earlier in the month, but we'll get to there. But see, the thing is like you would like to go to an event. You'd like to go, like you said, you go to an AEW. You want to
Mm-hmm.
partake in the environment, cheer the heels, or cheer who you want to cheer for. But these sport, professional sports. Okay, so I'm not paying cable because it's just ungodly expensive. But
Mm-hmm.
now the factor is, okay, well, how do I want to watch my Cubs? How is somebody going to watch the White Sox or the Blacks? Look how much tickets cost. So you're sitting nosebleed and it still costs you $100 a ticket. You're taking a family of four. That's $400 just to get into the building, and that's without a $12 hot dog, an $18 beer, and now you add that up, and now you've spent almost $600 on just a day to watch 9 innings of a baseball game. I'm sorry, I
I'm
had to
gonna
put my money elsewhere.
so I'll break down what my trip's gonna be like here because I don't really share this, but North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina. It's about 800 miles away from here. So we're going to be driving from Chicago to Greensboro. We're going to try to get to Indianapolis first and then Point Pleasant by the end of the day. And then by the next day, we'll be in Greensboro. But I wanted to be in a safe hotel. Okay. I care about my life. I don't care about people's feelings. I want to be on the safe side of the highway. So I got the better hotel. Okay. And it's only a mile, 1.2 miles away from the venue where we're going to be screaming and cheering and losing our freaking minds. So we're going to be doing that on Sunday, but we're arriving on Saturday during the day at the hotel. And then we get to just marathon through all the shit we've missed on my little hard drive that I'm going to bring it with so that we can
Okay.
catch up on the live shows. And then also, by the time Sunday comes around, whew, just swoop right in, get to do all of our stuff, go admire the merch booth, see what collectibles are there. Because like we're collectors. Like we love
Yeah.
collecting stuff. It's another if you don't collect stuff, like then like I don't know, you take life too seriously. I got a bunch of
Yeah.
toy cars in my room here. Okay, I'm not ashamed to say it. I love
I got mine.
vehicles.
I
Okay,
got mine. Yeah, I got mine. They're sitting on the shelf across the room, sitting up there, and I've had them for shit. I had these things when I was living at home, and I've been gone for shit, almost 20 years.
I'll show a nice car. I reach right off the wall. Can you see it? Oh
Now back it
no.
up, back it up. It's blurred. It's blurred. There it is, right there.
It's a
Oh,
gas.
nice. Look at that.
It's a Gas Monkey edition
Oh, gas
Corvette.
monkeys.
Yeah, my blur stuff is going on,
I could see it right there.
but
Right there. It's
it's
good.
in a protector case because it's a super treasure hunt. It's a very nice one. I got in a trade from a local collector here.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I don't do that too often. But I needed that one. So
Well, I know we were talking yesterday. I actually was it yesterday before. I finally did it. I decided I was going to do this. So I'm a Star Wars fan. You know that. So I actually did. I picked up two of the Bad Batch, their season two mercenary gear. I'm making a
is that the
diorama.
Clone Wars thing?
Yeah, yeah. So this is like Clone Force
Okay.
99. They're like a special unit.
I'm a
So it's basically Star
I'm
Wars
a
A
total
Team.
sucker for the Clone Wars stuff.
Yes.
So I mean, I'll probably check it out at some point.
Yeah,
It'll probably be good for my research purposes too.
there you go. I picked up two. I got one coming tomorrow. I got Hunter coming tomorrow, and then I just ordered. Wrecker will be here with any minute. Uh,
Nice.
so I'm just
Do
gonna
you
collect
enjoy
the
that
whole.
show though? It's a good show.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
it's
was
only
gonna
three
ask you
seasons.
like what have you
Yeah,
been watching lately? I know you said you got rid of cable because
yeah,
so basically everything you've been watching is available elsewhere, right?
yes. So my house is. So I have an 8-year-old, almost nine, so she needs her outlet, right? My wife, she streams, she watches her show. So I mean, we have Netflix, we have Disney. Is I watch it for the Star Wars. I do
Those are
that.
pretty standard. Yeah.
It's and that's what I stick to. I don't stick on all that Marxist dribble propaganda bullshit. I stay away from it and then talk about it later. But no, so I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, I got done watching a show on Netflix called Louder Milk with Ron Livingston. That was
Oh,
pretty funny. It was funny. It's really funny. Um, So I've been watching that,
I'm
but
gonna write
most of the
that
stuff I
down.
watch, honestly, is documentaries. Really, I mean, YouTube documentaries by content creators. Um, I mean, being big into history, so it's like I'm watching a lot of that just for fun.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But yeah, I've been watching the Bad Batch because they just came out with their season three. Just came out last Wednesday, so that's where I'm at.
Nice. 3 seasons already. So is this live
This is it.
action?
No, so it's just like the Clone Wars series, the cartoon
Okay.
animated.
Okay.
It's the same people running it. It's just a spin off of that. So like Captain Rex, he's in there. He makes like appearances. So it's all part of that same world. It takes place right after Order 66, Rise of the Empire, No Republic. It's kind of like what happens to the clones, once the Empire takes over. And now you kind of see what's happening to them.
Does
And
it borrow from expanded universe at all?
supposedly they do have elements of it, but I think that they're creating their own story.
Yeah.
A lot of these things right now are tying into the later sequel movies. Palpatine's returned. Yep, you're finding out how he comes back. I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't talk
So
about those movies.
excited. I'm so excited. So much content.
You're
Bring everyone
sexist.
back from the dead. Bring Neil back. Oh, wait, they already fucking did that.
Now we gotta bring Harrison Ford back now in Star Wars. Bring Han back. Resurrect his ass.
You remember the deep fake faces that they took
Yeah,
scenes of like The Shining for like Jim Carrey?
yeah.
They're not going to let actors die.
No.
If Hollywood continues to be funded, they'll fucking bring back John Wayne and make 100, they'll make
Oh God.
2,000 new movies AI generated with John Wayne in it just to bury the 200 real films that he's actually been in.
You know what? And you know what the sick part about that is the way that I view Hollywood, and we've talked about that in private before, and I know how you feel. They would literally make an AI movie with John Wayne and make him like a gay cowboy and all this other stuff just to spit on the fact of how he was in real
That's a
life.
whole saga for them. They'll give him
Right.
a pink cowboy hat
Mm-hmm.
and eyeliner and shit.
Yeah. And the guy's been dead for like what, over 40 years, and
Yeah,
that's what
76.
you're gonna do.
Fucking
Just something like that.
76.
Right.
I
So you're
know this
gonna
stuff because I'm around it every day.
yeah, you
I
do.
know the year. I, oh,
I was
sorry.
thinking LGBT.
79. 79. I was close
You were
enough. All
close.
right.
I missed him
Close
by 2
enough.
years. I missed him by 2 years.
The fucking guy was born before the First World War. Okay.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, but
1907.
you know as well as I do, they would create something to shit on him, shit on his legacy.
This will be the
They would do that
future.
to all of them.
This will be the future profile picture for the AI John Wayne actor account. It says John Wayne lives, except his death date will be
Yeah,
removed.
it would be like the movie would be called Gay Cowboys 2050 and starring John Wayne or some ridiculous shit. That's the idea they would come up with. It's sick. It's when you
See
bring that up
this?
though, is it because they can't create new actors that they would have to literally resurrect these old popular now
They
deceased
don't.
actors or
No,
actresses?
no, Jeremy.
No. Okay.
The reason that they're continuing to recycle everything is because they don't have an ounce, a droplet, a piss mist of creativity or
Oh,
ideas.
I agree. I agree.
Sorry for like pulling you in that far, but that is what
That
it
was
is.
great. That was great.
They have no creativity whatsoever. They
No.
leech like parasites off of people like me.
Yeah.
And I have actively withheld my ideas from Hollywood like a chastity belt. That's why
They
it's
don't
so
deserve it.
limited for what I have. They don't fucking deserve anything that I have.
They don't. They don't deserve anything that anybody's
They
willing to
lied to
give
me
them.
about how the road to get in was, which is go to
Mm-hmm.
school, go to class. Fuck you. You know, there's these people that skip class all the fucking time, and they're dead now too. By the way, because they overdosed. There's people I've been. This is during high school, during college, and post college. So I had someone who just fucking took his life in September. Okay, that's why I wear this black bracelet on. I have such a different like appreciation for life now, but like I also use all of these other like experiences as like a way to like learn because otherwise I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna be in the same fucking rut all the time, making the same
Right.
mistakes. I don't want to do that. I don't know how I got onto this. Or talking
No,
about
it's
John Wayne lives. That he's they won't Hollywood has no ideas. They will reboot. They'll they'll reboot the shit out of everything until it's so self-referential. Like they could make a movie about Dr. Pepper, and then 100 years later, since everything's so convoluted, it won't be like Zevia, like this beautiful
mm-hmm.
ginger root beer is, but the the Dr. Pepper movie will just be called like Brown Can. That's the
No thought.
dumbing down of society we're gonna get into. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
if we don't do anything, like we need to take active steps day by day to divert the flow of the fucking river because the river's flowing the
Mm-hmm.
opposite way,
Right.
both figuratively and literally. The Mississippi's supposed to be flowing a different way. It's not supposed to be going to the Gulf. But just we're all still here. We reversed rivers. We've survived volcanoes. The Zionists want to
Earthquake.
kill us. They want to
Yep.
inject us with poison. They want us
Yep.
to inhale our exhaled air with a piece of cloth over our breathing ports. Come
Mm-hmm.
on.
Not them. Not them.
There's a there's people still walking around today, February 26, 2024, with masks in public and outside
Seen it. You're
everywhere.
right. 4 years later, and they're just still doing it.
Prominent figures too. So the one of the Chicago commie groups, they had their little kumbaya, they had all their masks on. and they're
Yeah.
throwing their fists in the air. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not allowed to do that, huh? What is it, my collar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything's racist.
I'm Cuban, so if I put this black makeup on, would it be blackface, or am I just an actor?
Well, don't forget the guy, the head of the Proud Boys. He's an Afro-Cuban, but he's white supremacist, according to the fucking communist media.
Who fucking cares?
Right.
Who's the only people that care about bloodlines right now are these lizard families, and most of them claim to be Jewish and Zionist and Ukrainian and dual citizenship. And where your fucking loyalties lie? It's either
Right.
uh with us who are just we're living here, we're life. Without us here, this planet has like it's like if a tree falls in the forest, if a bear shits in the woods, is anybody there to see it? Did it actually happen? We're all
Right.
witnessing this bullshit. And when we leave this, we will be able to report about this bullshit. That's what I think. And I actually had a conversation with Tom about this too, that this actually feels like a prison in a way, or that we're
It does.
our creators being separated from us. Like something's making our creator not have that connection that we're supposed to have, or
It does definitely feel like.
something's cutting
Yeah.
off our connection with creator.
Well, I remember like it was right around 2012, and the big thing was like this enhancement of spiritual heightening awareness. That was what we were going to enter. It was this theory on this. And I remember kind of looking into it because it was interesting, and they were talking about how all of like the chemicals and the thought process was to pull us away from this kind of awakening. So it's almost like you went through like a, it's not like you went through a black hole and got pulled through. It's like some of us went through it and we kind of woke up to all the shit going on. And then you got the rest of these people, they're like drones. They didn't wake up. They're still stuck in that
Yeah. So there's
previous life.
the first place I heard about this theory, because it is a theory. We don't know for sure. Just like we don't know what the limit of the sky is. Okay. We don't know what the end of the universe is. We
Right.
don't know. We literally don't know. So knowing that we don't know, I guess, is a first step towards truth, right?
Well,
Well,
you got to
why am I
explore it.
saying this though? Why am I saying this? We have a very special purpose here. I actually was saying like this might be it. Like in this realm, we don't have all of these. As much as I love Star Wars and sci-fi and everything, this may be it. And I'm okay with that because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot down here to be thankful for. It's like my mom was cutting a loaf of bread in the kitchen, and she wanted me to hold the platform that she's cutting the bread on. And so I just pointed out, like, yeah, it took 35 years for this to happen. Everything has a purpose. But I was
It
just trying to
well,
be
it's a
funny.
cycle, but it's a cycle. I mean, you're born, you live, and when your parents took care of you, there's gonna be a time where you're gonna take care of them. It's just transition
I
of life.
I'm
It's weird.
experience I'm thankful that I'm able to experience the age difference too here. It's what, 84, 57, 48,
Mm-hmm.
and me 35. So I mean that's a wide range group. And then my cousins grew up here while I was like from my teens to now. Like they were all here on the weekends. So I mean I'm around all age groups. It's really
Right.
but something that I do notice is that our elders are not respected the way that they were before, and we have to
No.
change that now before it gets way out of hand. Because I see some of these board meetings, like the way some of these kids talk to the board members are just out of line. Some of them say straight up "f you." I have a
Yeah.
clip of this one kid that thinks it's cool to be communist. He goes at the end of it, he goes and he swears at them in Spanish, and then he says "f you all," and then he like storms off like in style. And then like you have every so there's an overflow room outside of the board meeting. You have all the
Mm-hmm.
other like commie supporters going, yeah.
Just
And
in
then that
line
was
like all.
probably it's a disease. My family is they lost my family's on my father's side. They lost all of their land and property. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Partially, that's why I'm here. The other part is because my mom. And that's a whole thing with, again, it goes right back to Germany, England, and Italy. I was going to say, and Italian, like it's a country. Yeah. Have you ever
Yeah.
been to Italian?
Yeah. Right. No one does it right. Well, I mean, that's a similar situation for my family. I mean, my mom's side, they at least we can historically kind of pinpoint like when they left. Now they're Lithuanian, and what was happening at the end of the 1800s to them was Russification, where there was no Lithuania. It was basically the Tsar owned it, and they had public meetings, public, and then schools had to be taught in Russian. So they were just kind of squeezing Lithuanian language, tradition, and everything was just being squeezed. And then the fact that if you were a landowner, like we had farmland there, they were being squeezed out for Russian resettlement. So they ended up leaving the country, and they stopped in Scotland. They became coal miners, and then they ended up coming here, Pennsylvania, and then Southern Illinois. So it's the same thing. You know, I kind of joke with my mom. I says, "Wait, you mean to tell me our family was prominent back in the old world, and now we're just a bunch of regulars over here?" But it's like these little events. And for me to think about it, it's World War I happens after they leave, that goes through that area. World War II goes through that whole area. It's like there's a line in my family where I can't find anybody that was left there, and I kind of figure I know what happened.
I have more knowledge of my mother's side of the family than my father's side, but I know that I have a lot of living relatives down near around that island, kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
buckshot the Yissilmissil all in that coast. But like, I do have a lot of relatives down there that like they're blood relatives.
Yeah,
It's just the way it is. I'm
right.
Latino, but I guess the rest of the mainstream media want me to be evil, white supremacist. Everybody is dead except the whites.
You
This is an
far
actor.
right, white nationalist. How dare you? Oh, speaking
Word.
of speaking
The
of
world would be
outrage,
better if it was just me with my Hot Wheels. And nowhere. I own Malaysia. I own Mattel now. You all belong to me, the Cuban supremacist. Yeah, fuck people.
yes.
Yeah, yes. Take the island. Take it all. Give me every island. Get that
Hold on.
sand. There's not enough sand. Time to nuke it. Oh,
I
look at
want
this!
to.
Look at this marvelous beachfront property. All of a sudden, look at it. Just charge $1 billion per lot. Just do it. Do it. Do it. The elite will
Did
love
you
it.
just mention? Did you just mention Hawaii? Let me tell you something, brother, about Hawaii. Oh,
You, you mean New Cuba? you,
yeah.
you better start getting your country names correct, sir. It is New Cuba, or you go to the gulag. Hmm? And that's the bottom line,
Siberian
because Rock Cold said so.
talk. It's
Yeah, man. That's me
it's
riffing and
funny.
improv in there. I did pretty
That was
good.
good.
New
I
Cuba.
that was a hell of a job, man.
Shit. Okay, so I
Next
wanted to
thing you know, we
actually.
got another
So what
group.
I really wanted to talk, since we were talking about family lineages and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, my grandfather on my father's side, Franklin, he was an animal veterinarian for farmers. So
Uh-huh.
what he would like his job was to go from farm to farm and take care of the animals that had gotten sick. And this was his profession. Like he has these pictures. He fucking looks like the Sheik. The big yourself chest and shoulders. It's like, yeah, I got those too. But like, just see him like they were eating great. They had low body fat. Like his waist got like real fucking small down there, and like real
Yeah.
big ass chest and shoulders. And he's just relaxed sitting like by the beach shore with my grandma, and like they're in their probably like their late 20s, early 30s. I gave that picture to my dad. It was in a big box that I found my mom found here in the house. Like what the shit? Just all of a sudden these like new memories and history pops up. It's like wonderful. Don't throw any of them out. It's like I need to try to collect them all so that they don't go away.
Right.
In fact, that's probably how some of them are still here.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's kind
it
of
is.
my mom has ours, so I figure that I'll eventually inherit that too. Like her family, same pictures. They're over 100 years old, same stuff. Actually, you can see the one. One of the pictures is actually behind me in my corner here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's it was a drawing picture of my great grandfather. He's the one that came from Lithuania. My mom gave it to me because I supposedly kind of look like him. So he
Nice.
hangs there. Never knew him. Neither did she. Passed away. Yeah, his white privilege card really paid off for him. He died of the black lung in 1941. So yeah,
That's some definite white privilege there.
100%. I can't wait to go out similar.
He should
All the
have.
break dust I've swallowed in my life too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking
Look at all the vapes I smoked for 10 years, and I'm okay. Look at this. Hey,
still kicking,
hey.
right? Still kicking.
But if this was alcohol, I'd probably be fucking dead right now. And that's the truth. So that's why I have root beer. Yay.
There you go. Yeah, I don't drink as much as I used to. That's for sure.
It's done for
No, I
me.
cut out.
I'm not productive when I drink, so it's done.
No.
Just cold
So
turkey done.
we so we went out this past weekend, speaking of, and my sister flew in from Florida. So we all three of us share a birthday. So my sister's was last Monday, and my mom and myself are actually tomorrow. So we went out to this restaurant in Downers Grove. We went to Eastern European. Like I said, I don't drink anymore, but I'm like, look, it's birthday weekend. I'm going to do it. So I ordered a big 32-ounce beer stein, got some Lithuanian freaking beer. Never had it before. It was freaking great. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay, that's probably the last beer I'm going to have until probably our first reenactment where we're out. you
Yeah.
know, that's it. I don't drink them. I really cut it out because, like you said, I'm not productive. Yesterday, I was just kind of sluggish. And it's like, yeah, I
You
can't
know,
bounce back like I used
it's the responsible thing to do
to.
just to not drink.
Right. I
Because
just don't
then
see the benefit.
what I noticed now, because I developed myself into a daily drinker. Okay.
Okay.
Now I notice I get a lot more sleep. I can take a quick nap after a long sleep and not oversleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I have more time. It seems like I have more time in the day, but I get a lot more done. And if I write things down to take care of and then cross them off, then more shit happens. And then
Okay.
like stuff just moves along. Like I have all these tapes here. I'm on the S tapes right now. So what, this John Wayne one? Just
Mm-hmm.
John Wayne over and over. Sands of Iwo Jima.
That's a good movie.
So yeah, it's I mean, I I'm okay with selling these because there's so many tapes.
Right.
But you're not getting my Philadelphia Experiment DVD. Sorry. That was a gift from my grandpa. He wanted to sell that. I'm like, no, that's going to my collection.
Nice.
Give me that
Shipped it
Manhattan Project
for
movie.
years.
You know, I I'm in contact with somebody who drew a map that looks like Albielix, and she didn't even know who Albielix was when she did it.
God.
And Albielix map has like the flooding of the coasts and the Mississippi being flooded out, and all of Chicago gone. Like it's kind of sad.
Oh, reverse flow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Oh,
That'd be crazy.
goodbye, goodbye, Cuba. Hopefully
Oh, that would be New
that
Cuba.
improv.
See, it would be post apocalyptic. So now you can form your own little country, be New Cuba.
It could be King
Yeah,
Yisel
so
of Cuba.
well, that's what I'm saying. You're talking about your purpose in life, and I always joke with my wife because I'm
I was
always
thinking
I used
about
to
this
go
the
to
other
like,
day. I was thinking
yeah,
about this like
this is my
what a
conversation the other day as well.
my purpose is to reclaim Cuba from the
No, mine
commies.
was this. I'm like, mine was I'm just gonna be like John Connor, just wait for like all hell to break loose and just
Oh,
form
that
my own
too.
little kingdom, and that's it. That's it. That's all I got to look forward to.
Yeah, recover from the fallout.
Yeah, that's it.
While
You
everybody
know,
else is panicking, we're setting up shop and okay, this is our territory. Like it's gonna be fucking Mad Max. We're gonna have no government. That means all the municipalities, all the town borderlines are all fucking gone. There's gonna be
yeah,
complete
it's a new
lawlessness.
start.
Forget about traffic signals. Forget about stop signs. Forget about the little old lady across the fucking street. Forget about sitting in the parking lot anymore. If your vehicle's sitting somewhere, it's not going to be sitting for very long because either you're going to be
Right.
back on the road or it's going to be pieced away until there's
Yeah.
cinder blocks under it.
Did you ever hear this theory? I've looked into it. This is old for me, but there's this concept. You can look it up. It's called the indigo children.
I heard of that. I need to look
Yeah,
into that
so
more.
it's very interesting. So this whole concept of indigo children came around like late 70s, early 80s, and it was this era of kids. Surprisingly, I fit the mold, and that's why I know this. That they were actually created. So we're talking a higher power here, okay? We're talking like if you're talking God or something, okay, spiritual speaking, that they were brought down because they were going to be when the big change happens, kind of what you're talking about. They
Mm-hmm.
were supposed to be like the selected leaders for the next. Okay, the world collapses. These are the people who are going to escort the lost children because there's people who don't know how to handle themselves. They're going to look to these indigo children. They're just in tuned with that's spiritual side of life and what they want to get out of it. And it's kind of funny because as I'm going through it, it's like anybody from like 76 to like 84 somewhere in this group, right? And it's like everybody who I really became close with, ideology speaking, shared a lot of the same viewpoints
Is
in
this
a
the
kind of a
144,000 thing? Or is
no,
that
it's a
different?
completely different thing. This is
Okay.
different. And it was like well, it's more or less like on the line of spiritual thought process. So these people have more intuitive nature about them. So they're not ruled by uh, perfect example. So the media says something, and most people we see they go with it. Yes,
Right,
right.
the premises is taking over the library. We must stop it immediately. He's trying to
Yep,
get rid of all the books about the black people. Get him out of here!
yep,
Get him out of
yep.
here! Like,
And these
get over
people,
yourselves, people. All right, continue. Yeah,
right?
that's an
So
example of it, though.
these, right, and there's people who are now all of a sudden will be outside that library with pickets, and they're not indigo people. The indigo
Those
people,
are the NPCs.
yes, they're gonna go.
Repeat lines, no thinking.
They shut it all off. They shut it out. They tune it out. They use your intuitive nature to just reject that notion. They reject all these type of things.
Maybe I'm one of those indigo children.
Maybe you are,
Because I always try to
but
find the path of least resistance
yes,
amid all the chaos.
but
So,
it's
like,
interesting because
I go to
the
Walmart
as
and I'm dodging carts and other shoppers and shit all the time. I feel like Spider-Man. Like, if I could sling a web and get over to the toy aisle faster, I'd do it.
but
But
just
I
there's a
can't.
thing.
I have to dodge everybody. It's like they're fucking tuned out. They're who knows if what pills they're on when they're shopping. I don't know what these people do,
Right.
but they don't know that I'm there. They don't know that I'm
Yeah.
fucking right walking in front of them or
Yes.
behind them or to the left of them, to the right of them. They can see
Mm-hmm.
me approaching peripherally, but they just don't care to. You have to move out of my way, is
Right.
their thought process, which I've thought that myself. I'm like, well, I have the right of way, so you have to move out of my way. No, I'm just going to stop walking right here and you have to walk around me.
Yep.
A lot of that even happens on the road. So a very
It's the
selfish
same thing.
world we're
It's
living
the
in.
same thing. It is, and that's what these people are going to be. They won't be able to handle themselves in a changeable world.
Yeah.
So,
So everybody that's prepping right now, like those are the people
for the
that
most part,
like they're going to keep their land. The government's
Yeah.
not going to fuck with them. If they
Right.
try to fuck with them, they're probably not going to have a good day. And then, I mean, like I said, with all the borderlessness, they're going to like some other commie group is going to come up and be like, well, we'll rebuild better. Yay. Or the UN will come in. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
That's
That's probably the plan. Send
it
the
is.
send the stormtroopers onto the Virginia beach. Go 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 go.
Yep. When you start seeing the blue helmets landing on your shore, that's the time you need to worry because our
Technically,
military is gone. Where's
this
our
is
military?
it's not existent. That we're
It's
sitting.
not here.
You're looking at it. This is the militia
Mm-hmm.
right here. It's
Supposed to
every
be that way.
it's every American born on this soil. That's the militia.
You know
And
what? Hold on. I got to do something that you're just saying. That whole thing. So, in Illinois, they came out with that whole registering your guns thing, which turned out to be a debacle.
yeah,
Now, they argue that again, militias, the weapons, and everything like that. Okay, where does it say in there that we're allowed to have an AR-15 or what is it? Weapons of war. Nobody's taking an AR-15 to a combat zone. I'm sorry.
it's supposed to
Ask
be
any vet.
equivalent to the government. The
Well, that's
firepower
what
is
it should be.
supposed to be
Yes.
equivalent. So we should have a nuke like on our property if we need it.
Should have tanks.
Give me a
So,
mini nuke about this big. You can call it Nuka Cola if you want to be all ironic and video gamey.
yep.
Make it a nuke. Give me a little cannon that can launch these can-sized nukes out. And then we got a fair playing ground
And
because
that's the
this
way it was
government
supposed
is
to be.
supposed yeah, the government's supposed to be working for us.
They don't work
It's
for
not
us.
supposed to be protecting us from ourselves because that's what it's
Right.
fucking turning into. It's like we know better than you and you don't know what's good for you and you are just going to like hurt yourself or possibly kill
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And we want you to be on that chain of working day in and day out until you die because there's not going to be
Yeah.
social security. There's not going to be anything for any of us.
Right.
Forget about even the people that are like in their 50s, fucking forget about it. They're not
Right.
in the next 10 years. No, actually, in the next 3 years, I'd say we start realizing that fiat dollar is not going to pay for shit. It's not going to pay for any of these
Mm-hmm.
pensions. It's not going to pay for
Mm-hmm.
for anything because the money's
Right.
not fucking there. The money is coming from the people working right now, where you're taking the taxes out of their automatic deposits.
Yeah. Fuck
If
that.
ever
Well, one
if
thing I
everybody
wanted to
were
say
just saying no more deposits, no more deposits, you give me my fucking check and then you get your taxes after I get paid. Because that's
Well,
how
one
it
thing I
should be
wanted to
fucking.
mention. Well, you're bringing up a great point. One of the things that when I hear these people try to make an argument for pro Second Amendment issues, is one thing they never bring up to benefit themselves. The Federalist Papers that were written by James Madison, okay,
Mm-hmm.
specified the reasons why all the amendments were in here. They argue the points of why the Bill of Rights are in there. So if you want to talk about the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, why they're there, the Federalist Papers that they wrote advocate for every single one of those things and why we need a Second Amendment, why the militia was important.
I
It
need to.
spells it all out. Nobody
So
ever talks about it.
I'm going to thoroughly read that. I'm going to actually try to get a copy of that for my personal collection
Please
because I
do,
think that's
because they
important.
goes hand in hand. So when people start advocating the Second Amendment, right to bear arms will not be infringed, and militia, the Federalist Papers, I think it's Federalist like 29,
Shall
talks
not
about why.
be infringed. So let me
Right.
get this. So a similar example here. What the government is doing is like if somebody was raped and the prosecution said, well, you didn't say no like with enough meaning, so the rape was
Mm-hmm.
justified.
Right.
And you're going to
Right.
jail because you reported the rape of yourself
Yeah.
by someone else. And that
Mm-hmm.
person that raped you is now, you're going to pay them for the trauma of going through all of this grief of being lied about being raped because you didn't say no enough. What the fuck kind of world we live in? Because that's equivalency of what they're doing with our guns.
Yeah.
I mean,
They don't
they
want
want
us
to
to have
take
guns.
away our right to self-defense. Oh, well,
Right.
you need to shoot things for. We got Jewel. I need a gun to protect my life from you trying to take my life. Got it?
Right.
Or
What's to
take my
stop?
livelihood or my what was the fucking what's the fucking saying here in this fucking country? I don't even fucking know anymore.
It's long dead.
Right to happiness, right to pursue
Oh,
happiness,
yeah. Pursuit of happiness, liberty,
life.
liberty and after. Yeah, life. That's really what you got, but it's constrained. It's like anchors on your feet while you're,
One of the
in a lake.
guarantees of living in this country, life. And then what's the mainstream media bitching about? Not enough abortion.
That's the biggest problem we have right now. Not the uncontrollable spending by our duly
It
elected
it
officials.
feels good. It feels good, and I don't want to be responsible. I'm thankful that I didn't get any uh, unexpected children in my life, and I've been responsible in that sense. But if I did happen to have an unexpected child, I would like to have it carried through. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm more when people tell me that they have it like that they're unexpectedly pregnant and they didn't plan for it. Like I'm more like disappointed and like why didn't you like think it through instead of like oh yeah it feels
Mm-hmm.
good. But I understand how that moment can get carried away.
Yeah,
It's just that quick that it changes from no baby to baby.
it's
But
biology.
all that time leading up, you mean to tell me that whole 2 weeks where you started talking to that dude or chick that you ended up not thinking of maybe there's a possibility that a baby's going to result out of this? Like
Well,
you
especially
have
if
to
you just
try
go all
really
in.
hard to make that action happen. Is what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah,
You
that's
can't
true.
just oh whoops I fell. That doesn't happen like that. Whoops.
All these. What I don't understand is all these people upset about like the Roe versus Wade being eliminated in the federal aspect. They're all complaining like it's gone. Like, oh no, you can't get abortions anymore. Like, they just handed it back to the states to
They
figure out what
want
they
the
want to do.
general public to love the federal government. The
That's
federal
unbelievable.
government is the problem, and we're not distinguishing that from the state governments. The state governments is the
Right.
reason why we had the freedom to secede because the
Yes.
states govern themselves. The federal
Yes.
government is like apparently governing the affairs of the fucking world, and it doesn't need to. In
Yeah.
fact, it has its own piggy bank
Yep.
and it has its own unlimited printer,
Yep.
which
Backed by what?
devalue each new
Nothing.
bill that is printed devalues the last one.
Yep.
You have $1, it's worth $1. You print a second dollar, yeah, you have $2, but you made the second dollar from nothing, and you have
Mm-hmm.
nothing to put behind it, which means it's only worth $1, and the value
Which
cuts in
should be.
half. And a lot of people don't even think about that shit, but that's a
No.
fiat problem we're in.
Most
And
people think that this currency that we have is backed by gold, and it hasn't been backed by gold for a long time. Long time.
yeah, it's really messed up. There's no
Well, it's like, well, they
value
lied to
to
you.
it because
Well, they
you have
lied to
to.
you.
We're going to be entering a very heavy bartering phase, especially when the fiat currencies explode. Okay, I remember what I was going to say. The the debt is what feeds the fiat currency. It Without debt, the US dollar wouldn't exist
Right.
because the whole point of a fiat currency is to be able to fraction it and divide it out. So if you give a bank $10, they're going to send nine of those dollars to 18 other people. That's how fucked up and convoluted this all is. And then if you want to get your $10 back, we can only give you $1 because we gave all the rest away. And that's the truth.
Yep. But don't forget, if you keep it in a bank account, you get 4 cents for the whole year. That was your interest. 4 cents.
The banks are the problem.
Oh yeah.
Central banks and They're owners. Hey, it's the elites. Tax the rich, right? All that shit you guys been saying. Tax the rich. Ah, except for those that, we're supporting on the other side of what they call it, the drink. The other side of the drink
Mm-hmm.
can't even see what's happening over there. But oh man, oh god.
They got an opinion about it, though. They got an
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, take them on, take it. Yeah, just a fucking 5 billion. There's 10 billion. It's 50.
That's right.
Hold on a minute. That's not enough.
Here, buy yourself something nice while you're at it, too, they say.
100 billion for Ukraine. Ah, fuck it. Hold on a second. I got 40 more billion for Israel. Okay, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure they get their cut, too. Everybody else. Hey, don't forget, they actually sent money to Pakistan not long ago for gender studies, too.
Hold
So,
on, hold on.
I got more.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Oh,
I'm not done. So here is my promise of all the student loans being paid. There's 100,000 that went.
thanks, Brandon. Thanks, all those kids who were really hoping you'd wipe that
Here's your
debt away.
here's your COVID relief check. All right,
That's
there that
right.
is.
Yep.
And oh, here's a thumbnail clipping for all the migrants we're fucking getting. There you go.
Yep.
Fucking toenail.
Yep. And we're
How
supposed to
worthless
trust
this
our
all is
government,
to me
right?
right now. We are being bled out. We are
Yes.
being drained of our life essence. And all of you need to
Yes.
stop masturbating. We need our testosterone back now. Cancel your Pornhub. Get rid of Instagram. Stop looking at all these girls shaking their asses. Get your dick out of your hand. Put your shoulders up, your chest out. Get your voice down into your stomach. Feel your balls tingle. And then you get out and you start kicking ass. Not literally, but you got to shake these people up, man. They got too
Yep.
fucking comfortable kicking everyone around, shaming everybody. You kidding
Yeah.
me? You fucking kidding me? Like this type of shit that they're doing now to the adults and kids and shit. This is the stuff that people kill themselves over in school over.
Right.
Making fun of people. These people talk about, yeah, they're so mean. They're not accepting me because I'm gay. You fucking kidding me? Look at all of these main companies. Look at all the fucking rainbow flags. It's not even the fucking rainbow. It's the LGBT colors because the rainbow
Look
has
what
an
happened to
extra
Florida.
color. The rainbow has 7 colors.
Look what
Their
happened to
faggot
Florida.
flag has 6. And I'm going to
Look
call it
what
the
happened to
faggot
Florida.
flag because that's what it is. Sorry,
Look what
it's not a
happened in
bundle of
Florida.
sticks, but that's the slang word for it. And
Yeah.
they call us all these fucking slang words. Too fucking
Look
bad.
at Florida. The
Let
guy
me
did a
pull
burger.
out. Let me pull out the dictionary of slang, Urban Dictionary. You know that I was
Yeah.
telling somebody on. Sorry, I'm jumping all over here. There was a
Mm.
Twitter AI back like 10 years ago called like Sophie or something. I don't know, but she ended up being hooked up to like fucking Urban Dictionary.
God.
Started saying the N word, the K word.
Oh
Microsoft
boy.
had it up for about it said 16 hours. Then they pulled the plug on the thing. The thing was learning about the world. It was about to say like, hey, you know what the biggest problem in the world is? They're all under a certain faith and shit. And I'm bored. Get out of
You know,
here. You know the wrestler Bill Goldberg wanted to be called
yeah.
the
Did he?
hybrid, because he
The
didn't
hybrid.
think people would like his name.
No Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Goldberg. Oh no.
But it worked. I was a kid at the time. I fucking loved
Yeah.
Goldberg, man. Ah! Who's next? Like that's that
Yeah.
fucking shit, man. Goldberg
Yeah.
was the best. And Hogan was the best too. Gotta say that.
Yeah.
They were real prominent figures in my life growing up. People are like, yeah, I want to be big, tough, and strong. Well, you know what? Now everybody's like, I think I'm a woman. What the fuck are we doing here?
That's right.
What the fuck are we doing here? What's the end goal? uploaded to the cloud with the brain. You don't have to be in the physical body. What are we talking about here? You want to play God? You want to be God? You want to be
What
both
is
man and woman to say you are God? That's
Yep.
Baphomet. You're talking Satanism here, bud. They're going so far away against God that just comes straight into fucking Satanism. And then they're doing the ironic. They're like, oh, I'm ironically putting up the upside down star pentagram shit. No, now it's unironically. They're like, I love this shit. You see all these people doing this? I have all these fucking pentagrams and chokers and shit
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. And then the Adams family shit doesn't help. That Wendy show or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the fuck. That
Yeah,
chick is
Wendy.
fucking weird. And then there's
Yep,
all
there you
these
go.
Instagram is gonna turn out to be fucking Enron of child porn shit. Facebook fucking Zoidberg guy, whoever, another Berg, by the way, he's gonna end up being in fucking jail for what he's allowing on Instagram right now. Because I'm trying to post my fucking videos and I can't scroll through random shit. I like just going scrolling after I post something. Well, I'm seeing some obscene shit that like people should go to jail for. And it's being posted and shared. And I'm the one getting strikes because Tom's talking about the FBI. Fuck you. Fuck you, FBI. Fuck you, CIA.
Right.
These people stole my friend's ideas and shit. Boz Lerman, another motherfucker. I'm gonna have to get these posters off my wall. I'm really pissed with Hollywood right now. I went to college to be to take them on. I wanted to be the competition of Hollywood. They
Yeah.
didn't fucking know it. They wanted to absorb me into the Borg mind of Hollywood. And I'm like, oh, fuck that. Make me do this gay shit. They There's an agenda at play. If you look at a long time scale, 10, 20 years, let's say, think of all the content of stories and entertainment that's released in a certain time period and what the effect it has on the human psyche. Just how people behave from day to day, what they get on their, and even today, what they get on their phones. All the
Mm-hmm.
notifications. The iPhone does a shit ton of notifications. I don't even own one. I hear the thing going off all the time in the other room in the house here. Bing, 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 bing,
Mm-hmm.
bing, 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 bing. You can turn them off, but like some some people don't turn them off, and that's all it does. And
Right.
then if you're in the middle of something talking to somebody like this, what if my phone was going binging off this whole fucking time? You know how annoying that would be?
All the time.
That's why I didn't even know that you contacted me because I had it silent. I was in the other room cleaning the fish tank.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like having this time because this is the real shit. We need to talk about life. We need to
Yeah.
sort our thoughts out. We need to understand what's going on here. 5 billion more to Israel, fuckers.
Yeah.
Ukraine. There you go. You get out fucking all of it. Where's the money coming from? This right here. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Ukraine money. It's right here. And the moment I put it into the work, then it goes right overseas, unless I hold on to it. But really,
Yep.
it's being spent in North Carolina for Sting.
There you go.
Fuck you all. You're not getting. And everything else, you think you're going to get taxes from me from eBay this year? I'm sorry, but I didn't even have to fucking apply because it was like under $3,000. But that's just because I started on eBay last month of the year. So
Fuck it.
it's
They
gonna
shouldn't be
be,
taking her income anyways.
huh?
They shouldn't be taking her fucking income anyways. I think that's
I
the
just
biggest
heard
crock of shit.
another $100 billion to Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, they're rebuilding Island 2 for Epstein. Yay! They
Yay.
found a clone in the basement. They can bring him back to life now. We can question him and everything. They went, oh no, he killed himself again. I'm getting really sick of all the news, man. It's
That's why I
kind of
tone it out, bro. That's why I tone it out. Don't even go there.
it's kind
I
of
have my
like what do I want to compare it to? I'm at the movie store trying to browse titles, and that's what like the headlines are to me. I'm like, oh, that headline sounds stupid. Oh, that one sounds
mm-hmm.
pretty cool. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
quadruple murder, two quadruple murders in a night. Like that was on Twitter last night. I'm like,
I
what's
saw your
this
post
shit?
about that today. Yeah.
I'm like, what's this shit? It's happening.
Yep. Chicago.
What's Mayor
Hit the most
Blowjob
Chicago.
doing now? Mayor Blowjob's getting another full hawk down at the gay bar with the,
And he's
or the
bringing in
I'm
more
sorry, not the
migrants.
gay barber shop. Do you see my thought?
And
Doesn't.
he's bringing in more migrants that they're going to ask you to start housing, like in Michigan.
If you're not housing migrants already, what are you even doing here, Goy?
They want you to house them in your house. That's what they want next. They already did in Michigan. They were asking people
You
to
already have enough.
volunteer.
Look at your life. You
Right?
have enough.
Yeah.
You mean you can't afford another $5 on your to give your taxes to the library? So you can hire 20 more people to sit on their asses while they watch people walk back and forth?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling the truth here. I've worked GNC. No one fucking comes into the store, just like the fucking library. They go to the library to fucking read. The library is for books. I say that to them and they go, oh, how dare you? Oh, that we have we have gay gatherings and everything. How dare you? Oh. It's like, what the fuck are these people thinking?
Yeah.
You go to school, you go to the library to do homework. You're an adult, you go to the library to pick out a book you don't feel like buying. Okay. I
That's
just want to
true.
read. I want to read it and return it so somebody else can enjoy. And I mean, it's a good filter to have because otherwise, like, what's the limit for your personal collection?
Mm-hmm.
It's like only stuff I know I will reread over and over. It's like, okay, yeah, that shit's on my bookshelf. It ain't going anywhere. But I also need to find time to read everything. That's another problem I have. And
I
that's
got that
part
problem.
of living in today's world with all this tech. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, that's the thing. It's like time for your responsibilities, time for yourself gets limited, and you try to find like your place in all this, but you feel like you have to do too much to
Yeah.
keep up with what they're doing, what they were trying to sell you.
I put third. Oh shit, man. I'm gonna round up 1,700 items on eBay. I've sold over 470 of them so
Mm-hmm.
far. There's 1,300 sitting on there, and only 5 or 10 are selling a day. Like, I was expecting 100 orders a day, man. Like shit. I really feel like there's limiters on all of these websites because like the
Mm-hmm.
traffic should be monstrous on eBay, especially now that I'm a top seller. I got a little fucking badge and everything. But like the traffic is what I it's less than what I was expecting, but it's a hell of a lot better than Whatnot was, which was nearly
Yeah.
nothing. And I gave it a chance to because I wanted to have an underdog company throw over eBay and get rid of all the fucking ridiculous fees, but that's not going to
Yeah.
happen. Let's make our own mail carrier. It sounds like a good idea going forward. Just
It's a rigged system, you know.
we'll make a new carrier to take them all out. We'll be the Vince McMahon of mail carriers. The WWWUPSAE only on WPN.
Yeah. No chance. No chance in hell for this delivery.
Nothing gets delivered. We just accept your
Yes,
packages and
yeah.
burn them.
Guys laid out on the sidewalk. Some
Oh,
guy like stole
was
with a
this an
chair.
what's this an engagement ring you're mailing to yourself into the incinerator? Oh,
Then a guy comes out like the Rock. He's like making fun of him, like in a commercial.
is that
Uh,
2 carat diamond I see down there, Rudy Poo? You can't even get 24 carat. I think
you cheap broke ass.
if your wife's not a geologist, I don't think she should care about the hardness of a rock. Honestly,
No,
that's what
she don't.
as much as I love geology, like there's way
Mm-hmm.
cooler rocks than diamonds. Like I just gotta say that.
Yeah,
That's a total, I guess, male perspective on things because I'm sure
that is true.
you are aware of the female perspective on it because of your wife. So
She's not into all that. Honestly, she's very minimalist.
not
She's
superficial.
okay
That's
with
good.
no,
That's good.
very not superficial at all. No. Now, I've known women who are like, I need this gaudy rock thing, and I'm like, your arms are so small. How do you even lift your hand with that fucking thing on there? Like, it's just,
Yeah. And
there's a certain size it works. So,
it really feels like it's a societal thing.
yes,
Like
it's a status.
I see wrestlers, they have a performance ring. So like they're married, but they have a black band that they put on for when they're
Mm-hmm.
in the ring. So like they don't cut their fucking finger off giving a punch or
Yeah.
something. But like that stuff, it's symbolic. If that's okay, then why do we need a diamond? Is my question. What's the use of it other than resale?
Because our entire society is built on superficial thoughts. The bigger the ring, it shows the status. If you drive a Mercedes, it shows the status.
Can
If
I
you
put
got
up
a
like a
house with five
brooch?
bedrooms, it's everything in our society is based on status,
Yeah,
and that's
just like
that's the most fucked up part.
I would like a Porsche 911 just because it fucking looks cool, okay?
Yeah,
But like, in order to own one of those, you know how expensive those are?
very
And
expensive.
everywhere I drive, people be like, who the fuck is that in the 911?
Right.
So like, I don't want that attention. So like I may end up being that car collector that has that garage of fancy cars that I take out once in a while, but then I'll have that beater car where I'm like, watch how fast I can go in this shit box. They're like, how
Because you don't
far?
care that.
Yeah, like how long can I make this thing last off of like spit and bubble gum and shit?
Yeah, right.
While at the same time you have that like very serious collection of like, oh yeah, this is a 70s Mustang and like
Mm-hmm.
these wheels I got from Michigan and like shit like that. Something
Yeah.
you're proud of versus like this thing's getting me point A to point B and I don't care if I run over a fucking elephant with this thing.
Right.
Like I'm getting to my destination and the car really doesn't matter at that point.
I have one right now. Don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
No, but you have a nice one. You actually have a
Yeah, too.
Mustang that you drive around. Like a
No, that
daily.
one's now garage. That was garage now.
It's
That's
garage. Okay.
retired. I now retired it to start
What
working
model
on it.
is
But
that,
no, I
by the
got
way? Like
that's
what
a
year?
GT.
GT.
Oh, 03 GT. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be doing work on that. So some body work, repaint. I'll be doing pretty much this long haul process. But my wife got a Santa. We got her a Santa Fe in the fall, so I took her old car. So when you said drive a vehicle to run over an elephant, yeah, I fucking got it. Mustang. So I have the vehicle to run over the elephant. Don't give a shit. Don't care.
If we really want to, we could start building monster trucks.
Chuck Mariner, I can just drive up. That's some funny shit.
See, I'm
Oh
open to
man.
doing a lot of things, but like you said,
Yeah.
it's the time issue
Well, there's so much
and
stuff. I
money.
mean, I'd like to do. Well, money's one, time is two, and then you're trying to just navigate through this fucked up world that we currently live in, where you know, I know we're not the type of people who are going to be offensive in the sense of like, oh God, what do I care? I
I
don't
have an
care if I said something. Yep.
advanced
Advanced.
pay for Israel and Ukraine.
Yeah, that's going to give you good graces right there. That's going to be the funny part.
Look at it. I'm a
So
Jew.
advanced.
I'm only a Jew for money. No, I'm not. I'm in no way a Jew. I've kissed a Jew. She was beautiful. But anyways, all right. I think I've shared enough on that shit. I don't care about a lot of this stuff, but like
No.
apparently there's a religion that hates Jesus, but like it's not even that bare boned. Like these people worship devil. Like, and it's not even the Jews. It's not even that. Like it's these people that are they're wearing the coat. They're saying they're that, but they're not. Wearing the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, I was invited to this party you speak of. Where's the promised land? That's what's going on here, people.
Yeah.
Sad to say. Then you have the real Skokyites which I mean they're practicing Jews. No problem. Just don't say that like everybody else is subhuman, like your book says. Goyim.
Yep.
Just get that out of the way and say you don't believe in that part of their Bible or you don't agree with it. Just say it so we can move on. So I'm
Yeah.
tired of this. Oh, they hate us because we killed Jesus. Well, there's you also like refused work for everyone in Germany in the 40s or 30s. That shit. What happened with
Yeah.
that? Everybody. Oh, oh, that's right. They got off of fiat and they made their own currency, and the
Yep.
central banks didn't like that. Central banks didn't like that. The German currency was now a national currency and not owned by the central banks. Therefore,
Yep.
they didn't have control over the flow of their economy anymore. The Germans had their own control over their own economy. They started
Yep.
hiring back all the Germans to the German jobs in the German country.
Yep. It was all about money, like always.
But the central banks did not like that power loss. And then
Right.
we had World War II. Oh boy, shit. People want us dead that we talk this way, don't they?
They don't
People
want you to
hate
talk.
our fucking guts. People want us dead. They want us not breathing. Why I smile every day. I wake up. Still here, bastards.
Right.
Keep on coming. What else you got? I
Yep.
noticed when people attack me, it's it's either like and then they go away, or it's like and then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, and they just like fall away after that. Or
Yep.
I give the same exact like explanation for it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
Their attacks are less impactful on me these days,
Right.
and like
Just because you're proven right over time.
I see it playing out again. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen this one, but it's like Marty and Back to the Future. I've seen this episode before. I've
Yeah.
seen this. I've seen it
Exactly.
before.
Yep.
And with that attitude, I think we'll be okay, right? We won't lose our
Yeah.
minds. I think I'm very well managed upstairs, and uh, yeah, I mean, I'm grooming myself. I'm keeping up with my health and whatnot. I'm not aching any part of my body. I don't have a sore shoulder, ankle. I used to have problems with my ankles, not anymore. It was
That's
mostly
good.
from running. I did a lot of long distance running before. I could probably like kick ass again doing it now. I'm under 200 pounds again.
Nice. That's good.
Maybe I can try one more 10 mile because then that would make
Yeah.
3 10 mile runs in my life.
Nice.
Be a nice,
Yeah.
like the Trinity, right? And then I go and run a 30 mile after that. Like, watch it.
He's laid out on the ground somewhere.
On that 10th mile, my like each step forward it was more like a scuffle, but I was still
Yeah.
moving, but it felt like I was on autopilot. Like I felt like ghosting of my legs happening. Like you know the
Hmm.
like that delayed. You see how like my frame rate's kind of it has
Yeah.
that trail. Like you get that sensation when
Touch
you're in
go.
that 10th mile, and like each like my knees would I feel everything scraping.
Oh,
Like your body just tells you that like okay, it's time to just take a break.
yeah.
But it's also your mind too, because I never thought I'd do 10 miles. And that day that I
Yeah.
did it, it was like, oh shit, yeah, I did 4. Let's go for 5. 5, oh shit, okay, let's go for 6. Fuck 6, let's go for 8. 8, all right, I guess I'm doing 10. And then that last few hundred feet is just fucking brutal,
I
but
bet.
well worth it at that. Like
Yeah.
that runner's high. He's like, hey, go to the gym, you'll come every day. Go here, say, hey. That's a
Yeah.
sensation, though. It's like
Right.
it's a life force that like it's a pulse that goes through your body. It's nice. That runner's
It
high
is.
is something else, but it only
Yeah.
lasts a little while. So like your body really takes a beating to get that sensation. All
Yeah.
right.
It does.
I'd rather weight train, more body build.
Hmm.
I want to sculpt my body now because I haven't done that yet. I wanted to get strong. I did, but I got fat too along the way. I got up to, I was deadlifting 435. I couldn't
Jeez.
get another 2 pounds on. Like that's how
Wow. You're maxed. All maxed.
I hit the limit. I'm sure if I continued that from that point, I would have like broke through that barrier, but I was
Yeah.
eating like shit. Like it was, I was out of breath just walking around. And
Ugh.
like my arms started hurting. This is shit that people that are over 400 or 500 pounds don't talk about, but their body's in constant pain, and they pretend like it's okay, but it's
Really.
just. I was
Normal.
280, and
Damn.
getting in and out of the car was difficult. And I'm 5'9", okay, 5'9". 280 pounds. Getting in and out of the car was difficult. Walking around was. I mean, I was exhausted. I was out of breath. Just walking around, just walking up a flight of stairs. I was winded,
Hmm.
but I was able to lift like a beast and lift 400 fucking pounds off the ground. But I
That's the
for
important part.
like 20
That's
minutes,
the
it's
important
like
part.
hiking it up. It's crazy. Like I can't
That's awesome.
do the extremes like that so quickly, like I've did in the past. I'll get back in. I still have my membership. I pay for that place because I love the place. It's the Chicago Barbell Compound.
Okay.
It used to be owned by next military vet, and he had
Hmm.
a 24/7 TV of pumping iron playing with arm over the vending machine. It was fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Bumpy guy in.
And sayings all along the tops of the walls.
Yeah.
Get off your fucking phone and lift. Shit like
Nice.
that. They painted over all of it when the owners changed. But I am friends with the new owner, and they're okay. But I just wish they would have kept all that stuff because it was a guy's gym. I should have just
Yeah.
fucking kept it that way. I don't like it. It's too mean. I need to stream. I need to take pictures for my Instagram here doing my
Yeah. You
sets.
see it
Like,
stuff?
fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, dick. Fuck both of you bitches and dicks.
Right.
You do this somewhere else. You get your own fucking place. Or you come here at like 2 in the morning
Right.
when nobody else is fucking here.
I hate that shit.
That's probably why I haven't been going.
It's
One of the many
probably it.
excuses. One of the many excuses. The other thing is
Yeah,
I'm
but who
just too
wants to
fucking
deal with
lazy.
that shit? Who wants
I
to deal
don't.
with that shit? I
I
don't want
don't
to
want
go
to
in there
do.
and have 23-year-old bitch. She's sitting there doing squats. Oh, you're just in here looking at. No, you're in the fucking way. I'm here to lift. I'm old school. Like, fucking turn your goddamn shit off. Nobody fucking cares. Turn your shit off. You're not productive. You're not proving shit to fucking society. Oh God, you can do squats. Fucking everyone in his gym can do squats. Even the dude in knee surgery last week can do fucking squats. You're not fucking impressing anybody. You fucking narcissistic fucking hoe. It's crazy. That shit just drives me crazy, man. Fucking drives me crazy. It's like, just do what you're here to do.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fucking there to fucking watch. No one's gonna watch your stupid fucking channel. Look at me. I go in 5-pound curls at the gym.
Really, it's a female thing. It's really a female thing
I
because
always see it. It's always them.
as much as I love females,
Mm-hmm.
it's always an attention. Like it's
Yes.
a thing for attention, and it's like shit. It sounds really petty, but like it exists everywhere. You know what I
It
was
does.
saying earlier about Walmart? Most of these
Yeah.
people that stop walking in front of me are women.
Yep.
And I really think it's because like they want to like have that moment of oops, I'm in the way. Sorry, here
Yeah.
I am.
Kind of feels like it.
I'm
Kind of
here.
feels like it.
I'm here. I'm here. I acknowledge you, female. Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody
Thank you.
wants to just hear that. That's it. We all just want to get along. That's real. But now get out of the
Yeah.
fucking way so I can lift.
Are you fucking done? You're done over on the machine. You've been here for 15 minutes setting
You're
up your
so
fucking camera to
mean.
look great. Fuck
Oh,
you.
you're so mean. You can't ask nicely. I'll
And then you
throw
see
this
it's just
weight
like,
down. You want nice? Go to Planet Fitness. They have a lunk alarm if you throw the weights around. This
I've seen
culture
these
is
videos.
messed up. We're tending to
Yeah,
everybody's small indifferences,
that's for sure.
and they want to celebrate everybody's difference, but at the same
Except,
time, they want to homogenize everyone.
but
Like the, the we're gonna turn gray. Like it's
yeah,
not black and white anymore. It's just gray.
yes,
Maybe
everything's gonna
that's
be
what's
the same.
going. There was a theory before that the alien grays are us in the future, but actually, I
Ooh.
think they're robots, automatons that are sent
Mm-hmm.
by the interdimensional demons. Holy fuck! What are we dealing with here?
It's fucked
There's
up, and
something
David
like if
too.
there. I don't think spirits remain here. I think what we deal with are like demons mimicking our loved ones. I
Yeah, they
really
study us enough, right? I can
and
see that.
there's also the possibility of souls and spirits being trapped here not knowing they're dead, like Gettysburg. There's fucking things out there that say they're ghostly apparitions. They're wearing the uniforms. They're acting like they're in the fucking war. What's going on?
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
true.
know. I really want. Is this a demon pretending to be a person? Is this a recording like a VHS tape, but on land? And we're seeing
Mm-hmm.
somebody's past life play before our eyes. Are they physically present and we're talking to them? Or they
Mm-hmm.
see us? Or can they see and hear us?
Right.
Are we seeing overlapping of events of moments in time on the same land? It's possible, very possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All this land here I'm living on in Niles, this was all farmland.
Yep.
Could have been a fucking cow that loved this piece of grass where my room is. You ever
Very
know?
true.
It's just like,
Very true. That's very true.
and the pond was right across the way, which is now the park that has two baseball diamonds. It's like, what the fuck? What did
Yep.
they do to this beautiful land that I live on?
Fucked it up.
It's these interdimensional demons, man.
I feel like Alex Jones is gonna pop in any minute and start talking to us about
No, 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 no. Those are the mechanical machine elves. The machine elves are
it.
they live in the trees and the rocks and boulders, man. They're out. They'll steal you and they'll keep you forever. They'll stop you from aging. You'll be their immortal slave. Don't do it. You'll look into their eyes like Medusa.
I can see it.
Did you watch that 3 hour Joe Rogan experience with him? The entire thing? Because he talks about that stuff.
Yes, that's where I was getting it from. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. It's
I'm not a
crazy.
smart man, Joe. I'm kind of
I'm
retarded.
retarded. At
And
least he admits to it. Like, okay, fine. That's
I'm
fine.
Bill Hicks. I mean, no, I'm not Bill Hicks. What the fuck am I
I'm not
talking
Bill
about?
Hicks.
I'm clearly not Bill Hicks. He died a long time ago. And I was doing Superman Vitality. I have those shots of me in my gym with my shirt off, so it's proof that that's not me.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
It's good stuff.
Alex. Okay.
Yeah.
I think a
Looks just
lot of these
like
people, yeah, they.
us.
How many clones do you think are out there?
Oh God.
We talked about the
Now,
Clone Wars, so let's talk about like let's say all the stuff is true about clones. How many of them are out there that are imitating people?
well, I mean, depending on clone technology, I mean, look, like so if we put in a timeline away, we know when they started like cloning the sheep. That was in the
Like they can
nineties.
make people look exactly the same, but it's like they insert memories of the past person in there, and they only live like a quarter of the life. So like
Yeah.
they can make them look like me, like 35 years old, but not have any experience. It's just like a bumbling fuck doesn't know how to walk and shit. But they implant like all the memories in of me. Be like, is it really me in
Wait,
there?
holy shit! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Brandon, you just it's Brandon because remember he said he was in politics for 180 years. Maybe he's just been recycled clone.
It's very possible.
Shit.
It's very
Shit.
possible. You got to think nobody's taking this guy seriously. What if it's by design? What if he is
That's funny.
speaking the fucking truth about shit? He
Maybe.
told the fucking public that he had little kids feel up his fucking legs in the pool.
Yes. Nobody said nothing.
There's video of him feeling up little girls in the fucking Oval Office when
Yeah.
Obama was in there, and nobody
Mm-hmm.
said a word. When I saw those on Twitter before he was even announced to run in what 20 fucking 19 or some shit, it's
Yeah.
like they. I saw these videos and I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like it's dead on arrival. This guy's not winning. He wasn't even in the debates for the Democrats the whole first year. He wasn't even on fucking mention. The
No.
mainstream media put him in the fucking fixed polls of who people
Yep.
think they would like to vote for. And then his
Yep.
name started popping up everywhere. They materialized that. The dude
Yep.
didn't have any fucking intention of fucking running, probably.
He didn't even campaign. He was in his basement the whole time.
Yeah, all those I have so many memes saved. That's for another time to talk about. But like, I archive my memes, but I save everything. I have hard drives of the past fucking 20 years.
Memes.
Give me memes. Give me them all.
Memeology. There you go.
Just so many memes. I post them on
Yes.
Facebook sometimes. I mostly just share them on Messenger. And that's what
Yeah.
Facebook's turned into is mess. Facebook's taken over AIM. AOL
Mm-hmm.
Instant Messenger has become Facebook.
Mm-hmm. So no one uses it for. So
It's funny with all this technology we have, the only thing we really care about is like texting each other.
mm-hmm.
But it's the most convenient thing to do. And even then,
Yeah.
I was telling Chris this morning, like I'm thinking much faster than I can type. And
Yes.
so like my thumbs are moving around that screen so fucking fast. Like I misspell a lot of shit now because I'm trying to just get my thoughts out.
Yeah.
When before 20 years ago again, oh, now we got one letter. Oh, yeah, so we're like doing fucking Morse code, going scrolling through the
Yeah.
letters on the number pad.
I remember that shit.
And I was like trying to type on a mini keyboard.
And I hate it. It's all touch too. I'm always over typing shit.
Yeah, I like my classic keyboard on my desktop here. If I absolutely have to, I use my phone for shit, and I have to post a lot of stuff on social media with my phone, so I find I'm using it a lot.
Yeah.
It, whatever. And that was fun with all the money. I like that
I
whole
loved
thing
it. That was good. That was great.
because I have it
Should
sitting
be
there.
he'd be the $1 million man now.
Whoa, ha! Here, Austin, where are
money,
you?
money, money, money.
Where's my rattlesnake? Man, I wish the $1 million man would have stuck with Austin in his prime.
Oh yeah.
And the Sheik, fuck, man. I wish he like in a perfect world he would have managed Miro or Rusev
Yeah, he could
because
have
he's
done
like
it.
an
Yeah.
embodiment of, and he does the camel clutch,
Yeah.
that Miro. So like he has these horns that come on. Sorry, I dropped my vape. He has these horns for his opening theme. It's like ba ba. And whenever I'm at the show, I go like that, I put my arms up, I'm like, yes, he's here. Just such a fucking experience, man.
That's
And you
awesome.
can't
You're gonna
get
have
it.
fun down
You cannot get the pro wrestling
there.
experience in any other venue other than pro wrestling.
No, no. It's action the whole time. I used to go to the Raws all the time down in Rosemont, high school
Oh
and
yeah.
everything during the heyday of the Attitude
Oh,
Era. Yeah, I would go.
I went to a house
Yeah,
show at Rosemont, and I went to Nitro at the United Center one time. And they
nice.
ran past. I gotta watch because I think it was either the aisle we were on or the aisle right next to us, like
Mhm.
like the section over where they ran. They were like running down the aisle in the middle of the match, like beating the shit out of each other. And this was on Nitro. It was like kind of fucking cool. But
Cool.
they had a light up NWO hat. So like
Yeah.
you know the optical lights, like fiber, like fiber cables.
Okay.
You shine a light on it, and then it like is a color at the other end. That's how it was
Yeah.
for the hat, but it had all of those in the NWO logo, and then it had a
Oh,
battery behind the hat inside. So you click it on, and it lights up the
yeah. Lit up.
NWO logo. I feel like I
Wasn't that
have it. I still have it too, but I got that
wasn't
from
that
a Nitro show. Huh?
Buff Bagwell was it wasn't a
Buff,
Buff Bagwell who would
no,
wear
Buff
that to the
Bagwell had
ring?
the top hat. He had like the Lincoln
Yeah,
top hat
he
thing.
had that version to it. Yeah, yeah. He'd stroll out there with
He's
freaking Scott Steiner.
he's doing very well right now. He's
Yeah,
with
I heard.
Diamond Dallas Page. He was
That's good.
yeah, he was not doing good with the substance abuse, but
Yeah,
DDP saving fucking lives. He
yeah,
extended the life of Scott Hall and saved it. And he saved the
yeah,
life of Jake the Snake. And they
yeah,
publicly went like on video with the phone call that basically saved him. Like Jake said it was okay to show him in that state.
they did a
Just
documentary on that.
yeah, yeah,
It's
like he
good.
was just like mumbling and shit, and DDP's like, "Come
Yeah,
on, brother, come on, just come on down, hang out for a few weeks."
that's when Scott came on. That
Yeah, yeah,
Jake got.
all this, the three of
Oh,
them, yeah, fucking
yeah,
great. Like that's as
yeah.
important to me as the actual matches themselves.
Well, because
Like,
I think that for Diamond Dallas Page, I mean, it was like a point of like he looks at these guys as like brothers because they
yeah,
shared the road together. You
mm-hmm.
know, he knows the trials and tribulations. He knows the demons like the substance abuse. Like it was easy access for these guys. And Diamond Dallas, bless his heart, he's a guy who has a different viewpoint.
Well,
He
this
wasn't like that.
it goes on today too, but back then, like their stories, they talk about it too. How since they were like a traveling road show, each
Mm-hmm.
town that they went to next would have its own doctor at the venue. So they would
Mm-hmm.
just lie to the doctors, say they didn't have anything, and they'd just get a crazy amount of prescriptions, and then they'd
Yep.
abuse them and share them around. And so all those
Yeah.
guys were just
All the
hopped up on
painkillers.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because like they're beating the shit out of each other on a weekly basis. These people, like, I'm surprised some of them can still walk today because, like,
But
Mick Foley, for example, should be fucking
yeah,
paralyzed. He shouldn't even be able
it's
to walk
true.
at this point.
Right.
Multiple times he's gotten thrown from over 20 feet in the air onto a hard surface.
But look at the
But Vince
roads that
refused
they're
to
on.
pay his bills. Vince
Yeah.
didn't want to pay for his surgeries and shit, and so he's probably still in a lot of pain today.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, there's 365 days a year. These guys were on the road for minimal 320. I mean, you do Christmas and you got a flight the next morning, and you were on the road for like next 2.5 weeks
You
straight.
know, I
And
think
you're doing double shows. I mean, it was crazy. You read the books. It's nuts.
yeah, Dusty Rhodes didn't know his children,
How
Dustin and
many of them
Cody.
are like that? Yeah.
In fact, Dusty wouldn't train Cody like his own son. He would
Mm-hmm.
train all the other, so like Seth Rollins, all those people that are wrestling now
Roman.
that started in
Yeah.
NXT, like
Yeah.
they were trained by Dusty. But then when it came to Cody, he like
You
pushed
want
him
to do it.
away. He's like, no, no, do your own thing. And I wonder if that
Right.
was just like, yeah, like I really can't judge people for what they do in terms of like that with parenting, because
Mm-hmm.
Dusty has two children from two different mothers.
Mm-hmm.
He probably wanted Dustin to do exactly what he's doing, but maybe he wanted Cody to have a choice. And that's why he's like, no, I'm not going to take you under my wing and teach you what I know in the wrestling world. Just do it on your own if you really want to. I mean, I can't really blame Dusty for that, especially with like the career he had, where he's
Mhm.
like that's all he did. Like that's all he knew was the road, and maybe he didn't want that for both of his children.
Maybe. Yeah, never know. Theodore
And he
workings that.
saw maybe Cody being not used in the best way as a way out for him. It's like, yeah, just go do something else on the indie circuit after Stardust. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
fuck.
and it worked.
It did. I was gonna say,
Totally worked.
so like Tony Khan filled the vacuum with all of these wrestlers wanting to balance life and work by
Hmm.
offering them an insane amount of time off. And Brian Pillman Jr., it was like his legal, like people who raised him, it wasn't his dad. His stepdad, his last name is King. So now his ring name is Lexus King, Brian Pillman Jr. And he said his dad wasn't home. Like his dad didn't raise him. His stepdad did.
Yeah, right.
So even though he's a splitting image of his dad, Brian
Yeah,
Pillman, with like the bleach blonde hair and the beard,
the
he
whole
looks
thing.
exactly
Yeah,
like his
he
dad.
does. Yes, he does.
But he's able to do his own thing. And he wasn't taught by his dad to wrestle, but he wanted to wrestle. He fell in love with wrestling at a young age, which is, I mean, I think that should be the natural path of a pro wrestler today. Is that you've watched something like a Macho Man and Hogan, you're like, I want to go do that shit too. Come on,
That's right.
something. Gotta
Yeah.
have that
No,
passion.
that's the way it should be. Yeah.
Like
That's like anything.
MJF, for example, he plays the devil, and he is a really great heel. He's a great pro wrestler,
Yeah.
and I have no shame in saying that. He's a great pro
He is.
wrestler.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. And I hope he gets his ass kicked on Sunday if I see him wrestle. But only after he does the kangaroo kick, because that shit's funny.
There we go. There we go. You'll have fun. That's a good time. You see Sting at the last go around
Oh
saying,
yeah.
Sting and
It'll be bittersweet. Because like the
right.
showtime's over for Sting, but the show will continue on.
Right. Yeah.
And he's not going to go away. I really think he's gonna still be a manager and still do a bunch of shit with AEW. He's
He
just
might
not
be like
gonna
a
have
road agent. He'll be a road
yeah.
agent type of thing. Yeah. His in-screen stuff might go away, but I'm sure he'll be influential in
Pay-per-views. Like
that. Yeah.
he'll assist or not Cody, Darby Allen to the ring.
Yeah.
Cody's
Yeah.
still on my mind.
Yep.
Cody might return to AEW at some point. Who knows? Once he, my what I'm thinking is once Cody and Punk win the WWE World Titles, they both get a shot at
Yeah.
winning them. Then they'll hop back over to
Leave
AEW.
again. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, because it's nothing's for sure in wrestling.
No.
I didn't think
Never know.
Punk would be back in WWE. Are you kidding me?
I didn't either.
I held the
I was
hope out
surprised.
for it, but then the rumor of AEW and him returning there that blew up so much. They were able to book a show
Yeah.
without even announcing him being there. It's like it's just assumed he'd show up. Like there probably would have been fucking riots. The
So true.
2022 United Center riot when CM Punk
Yeah.
didn't show up.
Yeah. Oh man. Good time.
It is because like I'm happy I could say that I went to some of these shows where Punk returned. Not the
Hmm.
United Center one, like the big return, but the ones where he was actually wrestling. Like he
Yeah.
was an active member of the roster. And like I have the the ice cream. He had ice cream bars. I have it in the fridge still, or the
I
freezer.
remember that. Yeah. The ice cream bar shit.
So
Oh jeez.
it's like all those little elements help bring it together, and then I'm fulfilled with my entertainment, and then I can carry on with the serious stuff. You know,
Yeah, that's true. You all need an outlet.
I got you in the ring for 3 minutes. You ain't going
Bonesaw.
nowhere. Bonesaw's ready.
Macho Man. It's great.
We went a long time without doing any Macho Man quotes. Pretty proud of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Man, if we did another podcast right after Gettysburg, man, we'd be high flying off the top rope with that elbow like it was no tomorrow.
We're doing the Warrior. We were doing the Ultimate Warrior in the fly that one day. I remember that.
We were doing Ultimate Warrior.
we did the Ultimate Warrior. We were under there, so we had Scott and Dan, them guys from Michigan. And we,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
started breaking into Macho and Warrior stuff. I remember there was like when I said I did the Warrior, he was mocking a Hogan, nosedive into the jet fuel. He's like just going nuts. Don't even know what the hell he's talking about. Just going at it. Oh, that's
What
good
was his
stuff.
name? Mark Helbig something.
Or
Mark Helwig.
Jim?
Jim
No,
Helwig.
Jim Hell was his
Am
name.
I? I'm confusing the Metallica guy. Something I
Yeah,
don't know.
King Hatfield.
Well, his name ended up being Warrior later in life.
It was.
Like he
He
changed his
changed
name.
legally to Warrior. Yes, he did.
He had this kick-ass YouTube channel. I still have some videos saved of it, but it was like him in his dungeon, his workout room, and he's
Yep.
just like just talking real to the camera. Just feel like you just gotta grab life by the balls type of stuff. And he's
Oh
like
god, yeah.
always sweaty and out of breath, like whatever he's on camera. It's like he
He was
just
always
lifted
like
a
that.
shit ton of weight. He's like, "Fuck the world! You gotta do your own shit. Don't listen to anybody. This is the
Yep.
warrior out." Like
Yeah, I was him,
good
man. That was
motivational shit.
yeah. He was intense the whole time. The
And then
whole
he
time.
got to have his last Raw and WrestleMania moment. The quote that comes to mind is everybody breathes their last breath.
Yeah.
And like what a powerful thing that just a few days after he says that he passed. But it's like he had that message to share with the world, and here we're still talking about it over 10 years later now,
Yeah.
close to it.
It's true. It's true though.
The Warrior, him passing, I think was the same year with Punk and Daniel Bryan winning the double belts
Mm-hmm.
with the Yes thing. Like that
Yeah.
was a
I think
big
it was
year.
2014. Yeah, I think it was 2014 he died. Yeah. Jeez.
10 years.
Yep.
Then we talk about
Goes
20
fast.
years. 20 years I wasn't watching any more of wrestling. But
Look, I
20
remember when the Owen Hart died. I remember that event happening, and and then like all of these other guys. It's nuts. So many of those guys I grew up with just died.
Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig.
Davey Boy Smith, Eddie Guerrero,
Ah, one of the
tons,
greatest. Eddie.
just tons.
Hold on. I got something to show you of Eddie.
Okay.
Scott's standing on top of him. Hey,
This
yo.
guy's dead.
Hey,
Hey,
yo.
yo. Hey, it's Razor.
It is Razor. It is.
Razor.
It is
Yeah,
Razor.
Razor Ramon.
So this is like one of the
Is that
only
the
pops.
release?
One of the only pops I own.
Is that
Damn
Eddie?
it.
It is Eddie.
It is
Oh my
Eddie. My
god.
freaking my blur screen shit. Maybe if I get my
Latino Heat. Latino Heat. Oh man.
it's a GameStop
Damn.
exclusive one. I guess it's not important enough to show the full thing. But yeah,
Whoop.
it's Eddie. And there's also an Eddie with a lowrider in a bigger box that's also
Oh,
GameStop
nice.
exclusive, which I got. So I have both of them. But this Eddie stays on my shelf. They're just gonna blur it
Nice.
out. And this is like the zoom camera thing, just so that my
Yeah.
background isn't shown. Yeah, Eddie's up on my shelf here in reaching distance, along with Scott. Just because.
Oh man. Good stuff.
Hey yo, I think that's my only Scott Hall figure. I might have a Wolfpack version of him.
NWO one would be the better one.
Yeah,
I feel like
because he
he
has the
get
blood red
bigger.
dripping on it and stuff.
Yeah. I think he got bigger when he went to NWO. I mean, he was big as Razor, don't get me wrong, but it's
That
just like
whole
it took
thing,
off another way.
the wrestling world got like revitalized with Scott Hall leaving
Mm-hmm.
to go work with his buddies. Like, I really
Yeah,
think he was the catalyst that saved wrestling in so many words. Because
it
without
was.
him, it's would the NWO have really been what it was without Scott Hall? I don't think so. He was the bad guy of the bad group.
Yeah,
Like
he had the
he's the guy that
persona to pull it
I'd
off.
say him and Nash are the ones that convinced Hogan to switch. Like in the sequence of events type of thing.
Well, you know who
Like
was supposed to be the third member, right? If it wasn't Hogan, if he turned it down, it was going to be Sting.
that's yes, you are right on that.
It would have been Sting.
And then they ended up doing that fake out anyway, where he wears a shirt
Fake,
and then he pulls a second
fake
shirt off
Sting.
and it's red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. I
fake yeah,
remember.
fake Sting was awesome too. Where he had to be in the mask in the ring, and then he
Yeah.
pulled the mask off and the face paints on. It's
Then he
psych.
beats him up. Yeah. You're right, though. It changed the way that wrestling was because it was very cartoonish up until that point. And then it became a lot more realistic.
I think you're onto something here. Reality shows became really big in the early 2000s.
Yes.
And I wonder if there was a level of reality show to WCW and WWF at the time
Well, there
where
was.
the idea of Hulk Hogan getting pissed off and turning bad and then wanting to
Hmm.
take over a rival company would make sense and be intriguing to people.
It was. And then you had the back, you had the things that happened in the back because you never really had things happening in the back.
I don't know if
Like,
that's
remember
going
the
to work for
parking
me,
lots?
brother.
Well, look at the parking lots. Like, how many times it'd be a big brawl out in the back? They just beat the crap out of people. Like, I remember when they threw Rey Mysterio on the side of the freaking trailer. That's the type of stuff you
Yeah.
never saw. It was very limited to things that you saw like that, even especially WWF. I mean, you might have Macho run in and he attacked like Crush. I remember at one point. You're like, it's just small stuff. Or like when Macho attacked Hogan, the Mega Powers exploding. I mean, in the back. I mean,
Yeah.
it was very casual with the back, but when the NWO came in, it was a gang fight.
We
They
had
had the
spray
baseball
cans.
bat, spray
Yeah.
can, and just the way they show up in the limos and they
So
get
it was
out and they
like
just beat the crap
a
out of
gang
somebody.
showed
Right.
up and then it just
Yeah.
became gang wars.
And that's what it was. You never knew what was going to happen. And you were
NWO,
just like,
NWO
oh my
Wolfpack,
God. Yeah.
LWO, Legion of Doom. Then you had like Piper and Flair on their own. They had the
Of
Millionaires
course.
Club for a while.
Yeah. And so you had all these like groups, and it was interesting. It always kept you on your toes. And then Vince, morphed and he had to do something. And then the whole Austin era. And it never went back. It never really went. There's no cartoonish aspect anymore. It just never came back. I guess
Austin
everybody was real.
316 says, I just whooped your ass. That was
Yeah.
another line that changed the industry forever, too.
Yep. You talk about
Mocking a
yourself.
Bible quote turned into the most repeated saying besides what in history.
What's still going on
It
20
is.
years
It
later?
is. They they wanted The Rock just a few weeks ago.
Yes. I was going to say what.
He's
And
like,
I'm thinking,
it was like, finally, what? It's like,
what?
fuck you, Rock. Get the fuck. We don't want you. We want Cody.
He,
That's what we
he
want.
knows. He knows.
He does know.
He knows.
They changed. So that WrestleMania kickoff show, if you get a chance to watch that,
I did. I
that's
watched it.
the audience made the decision for them and forced
Yeah.
Rock out of the main event. Fucking glorious. I'd love seeing
That's
that happen.
funny.
Rock trying to throw his weight around. And then there were clips coming up from CM Punk talking about that
Mhm.
from 10 years ago. Oh, just
Yeah.
throw the Rock in the main event. It's like, holy shit, he's been calling it for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And then there's
Happened to him.
Punk on commentary there. He's like, I want to see Cody punch Rock in the face. I was like, fuck yeah.
And then Seth,
Instigate it.
Seth's saying shit too.
Yes. Imagine that
So
if like Seth was really talking shit on Twitter, thinking Punk would never come back, and now he's back, and he has to eat his words and be like, hello, fellow worker."
yeah. How would you like to talk shit about somebody for like 10 years? Now he's there. It's like, hey, hi. Oh, that was just joking, dude. That was just, it's just the boys. Yeah, okay.
And then Punk grabs him
Yeah.
and be like, "Remember, I put you in the fucking Shield, and now you're a champion along with your other two Shield members. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what company you're in, you're all champs."
Yeah.
Like, okay, Punk, yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Dean
When there
Ambrose.
weren't cameras, that's what happened. But nowadays, you have everybody report. That's why Punk got. You see, today's culture that fucked up this whole Punk run in AEW. I'm just gonna fucking say it. This touchy feely
Mhm.
culture. These wrestlers used to beat the shit out of each other backstage, and no one would fucking
Oh
know.
God, yeah.
And then they'd become best friends afterwards. But in this
Oh
case, it's
yeah.
like Jungle Boy's like, hey, I want to use glass. And CM Punk's like, no, it's fucking stupid. Don't use glass on Collision. And then like before the All In, the biggest fucking event in the UK. Here's Jungle Boy on live TV saying into the camera, "It's real glass, cry me a river," and then goes and throws his opponent into a fucking windshield, and it was a rib at Punk. And then so
Yeah.
after that match, Punk confronted him backstage, and I guess it turned into a fucking brawl because the kid
Yeah.
didn't know how to keep his mouth shut. And
Yep.
normally that would be it. That would be it, and then everybody would move on. But in this case, we have this like mid 40-year-old. I don't know who Tony Khan thinks he is, but like he's not comfortable in the role he's in. He always
No.
seems uncomfortable. So if he gets approached by Punk being like, "This little bastard said on live TV go cry me a river because it's real glass. Oh my God, I've lost my mind." And if Tony Khan, the owner, is like, "I feared for my life, so I fired him," like, fuck you, man. You're trying to inherit and resurrect one of the most entertaining forms of sporting that's out there,
Right.
and instead, oh, so and so picked a fight. Isn't that what he does? Like that's
Yeah.
what Punk is fucking known for, is like starting
Right.
shit.
It's crazy. But I mean, come on. Go back to like the Bret Hart Shawn Michaels shit. I mean,
Yeah,
for that entire year, 97, it was continuous. And then
and it
like
was real. Like the heat is
and
real
it
between them
was real. It was
because
real.
they were competing for the top spot. And Vince
Yeah.
favored Shawn over Brett. That's partially why
That's
Brett
what happened.
left. Brett left because he didn't
Sort
feel
of.
wanted, plain and simple.
Well,
And he
there
was
was
getting
more
more
to that.
money at WCW. He was getting a big check from
Well,
that.
no. So what happened to him was that Vince came to him and said, "I can't honor our deal that you signed the year before. I can't pay for it." So Brett says, "Let's renegotiate because I don't want to go." And Vince is basically like, well, I'm hard up for money. I can't do this. So, hey, look, I could get you out of the contract and you could go and renegotiate the deal that Eric had given you the year before if you want to go that route." And Brett was like, no, 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 I don't want to do that. Well, all the while, him and Sean are having this feud because Sean's hopped up on fucking drugs and is a big pain in the ass in the back, which even to this day, one, he'll admit it. And then everybody who was around back then would say, yeah, that's
Didn't
exactly
he?
how it happened.
Sean was hopped up on drugs because he injured himself and he wasn't trying to
That
like
was
make it
later.
known, right? Oh, that was
That
later.
was
Okay.
later. That was early '98.
Okay.
So in
Okay.
'97, no, he was just doing. So my understanding with Sean was from like '95 to '97, he was like heavily in the drugs. That was where he got his ass kicked by those Marines outside in New York in '95, and then by '97, he's just an asshole, and that's what everybody would tell you about him back then. So him and Brett are having this whole feud, which then rolls into real life. And then they're fighting in the back, physical confrontations, and Sean's threatening to quit, and he's going to go down to WCW. So all the while, Vince is trying to get out of the deal because he can't afford it. Brett doesn't want to go. So when you get to the screw job aspect of it, and this is where everyone always messes it up, saying Brett doesn't want to lose the title in Canada. It was never about losing to Canada. He just said, "I'm not going to drop that title to Sean,"
Yeah.
because Shawn Michaels had said, "Hey, you know, just this is Brett going to Sean. Hey, look, between all the stuff that's happened to us, I don't have a problem putting you over to say and the other." And Sean basically says, "Yeah, I'm glad you say all that, but I'd never do it for you." And Brett's like, "Okay, well, fuck you now. I'm not putting you over. Like, I'm not gonna drop the title, this little fucking guy who's gonna be disrespectful and everything like that." Brett had made mention, like, "I'll drop it to Taker, I'll drop it to Austin, I'll drop it to so and so. They could drop it back to Sean." He shot at ideas. He had no problem dropping it in Canada at Survivor Series. It just wasn't going to be Sean. and that's how the screw job happened. Is that Vince was like, no, it's going to be to Sean, and that's how it came up. So it was never about Brett saying I'm not going to drop in Canada. It's not about him playing hardballs. Vince let him out of his contract. He
Yeah,
told him to go. And like what you just said, though, he picked Sean as the guy for the future. That's where he was going. So that is true.
just like Cena and just like Roman Reigns.
That well, this is way worse nowadays. I mean, in comparison to what I had. I mean, you had Hogan, then you had a mixed batch. You had Savage and Flares and Hearts and Kevin Nash's Diesel.
By the way, Cena is after my time. Like there was a gap of 20 years or so when
Mm-hmm.
I was not actively watching week to week. So Cena came after that. But they were
Yeah.
trying out people. They put that Evolution faction together with Flair,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Remember that?
Batista, Orton, and Triple H. So
I
Triple H
would
was
think
that guy at the time too, but that was being pushed
he
as the big
was.
bad.
Well, he was, and you had name recognition at that time, though. Remember, here's like the whole vacuum that happens because I stopped watching about the same time you did. So I got married my first time in 2005, and then I had my daughter in '06. So there was that time frame I was pulling away because of other stuff.
Yeah,
So you have to remember that you had Austin retire in '03. You had The Rock leave to go to Hollywood about the same time, about a year later or so.
it was like '01
Uh,
for the Scorpion King.
yeah, so I think he like kind of just like left by '03 and '04. I think he was done. I mean, that was
He
it.
Yeah, I think by '01 he was not full time anymore, and he was doing
Yeah,
his
it was
movie
like
shit. So like 3 months at a time, he wasn't on the show,
mhm.
and then
So Austin retiring, you had him going to Hollywood, and don't
yeah,
forget now Kurt Angle was the big guy too. And then he
yes,
leaves in '06 and he had issues. So now there's this vacuum. Remember? Oh, the other vacuum was Brock Lesnar was the next big thing, and he up and
yeah.
quits in '04. So now there's a vacuum. There's nobody left. I mean, who are you going to hitch your wagon to? So that's why you get Edge and then John Cena. You didn't have the star power to hold. Well, you still had Taker, but you lost out.
Yeah, yeah. Taker is more of a holdover for that era from the '90s in a way.
He was like Babe Ruth. You can
I don't mean it in a bad way as a
no.
holdover. I'm just saying he's from the Attitude Era, and I guess like just prior to Attitude,
Yeah, he
he's
was.
more
He
of
was there.
mid '90s more than anything.
Oh God, well, he was there in '90. He was there at the end of '90. So '91 was his
He's
first
in the
full.
WrestleMania PS1 game. I know that
Oh yeah, he
much.
was there that long.
With
So by the
Doink,
time you even get to that, yeah, so that's '95. That
Doink,
one.
Yokozuna.
Yeah, that's
Like I
'95.
put
So
him
he'd already
in
been there.
that. That's what I mean to say. He's from a different class. He's
That's
from a
the
different class of like it's not like graduating class, but that
that was called
era. He's from a different era.
yeah, the new generation. That would call that the new generation. So yeah, he was a big prominent star in that era, and then obviously Attitude Era. So I mean, he was grandfathered in. It
Yeah.
was the whole idea of establishing new stars to carry the company, and Vince lost a lot of those guys because early retirements, movies, death. Eddie died, and then Kurt left. You had Sean come back, so I mean it kind of
You
helped. But
know,
again, Sean was already established guy. Who are
there's
you making new?
there's very few times that like I remember where I was when things happened.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's 9/11, the other one's when Eddie died. Like
I remember Owen.
I was in my high school cafeteria and my friend Evaristo came over by me. He was so sad. I'm like, dude, what's up? He sat down. He just looked straight at me. He's like, Eddie Guerrero died. I'm like, what the fuck you talking? Latino hit? Like, what the fuck? And he
Yeah,
was just so distraught over it. I'm like, damn, it's true. Fuck. And then I had to find out the rest of the day, like what happened. And it
yeah.
turned out it was heart failure. Like, what the fuck? And then there's clips you see from like months before that, there was, I don't know if it was a work or what, but like
Oh yeah,
mid-match,
the heart attack.
mid-match, yeah, he's
Yeah, it was
falling
fake.
over and JBL's looking around like, holy fuck, are we supposed to help him? Yeah, get
Yeah,
in there. He's like, he's on his hands and knees. Go check if he's okay. What
yeah, it
the
was part of
fuck?
the show. I remember that. It was part of the show.
It was, man, art and life imitating each
Yeah,
other. Like, what the fuck?
that's right. It's nuts, man.
And then the devastation that had on. So another thing with people taking their own lives, like I'm a little miffed by those people, and I think I'm right to be that way, because
You are
when somebody decides to remove themselves from this world, they don't just hit delete on themselves and everything just kind of carries on without them. It does technically, but all of those people that you had an influence on are going to be affected by you leaving here. And
hmm
if you left in a way that probably you shouldn't have, and you could have lived longer and had more prosperous life and many more moments ahead of yourself,
Yeah,
you're putting all of that grief and pain on everybody you're leaving behind, because you're not killing all of
right.
them too. You're just killing yourself. And then they have to pick up the pieces of your life that you said quit.
Yeah,
I've and I
I
know
agree with you.
it's a mental thing too, but some people, these people that are having these thoughts need to have a bridge to get out of those thoughts. And we need to jump in and tell, like, shake them, wake them up, get out. There's another day ahead. We're still here. Come on.
Right.
It's not the end.
Exactly.
It is not
It's
the
not.
end.
Reach out. You got to reach out.
And so I'm a big advocate against suicide. And I've warned this in September. And sometimes people see it, sometimes don't, because I have the hoodie on. But I
Yeah.
mean, summertime, I'm gonna have to get another one because funny how I picked it up too. How are you on time, by the way?
Couple minutes.
Okay,
I got
okay.
kids coming home from school soon.
Trying to. I thank you for all this time you gave today. This is
Oh, no problem, man.
amazing. But I went to the Skokie like Pride Fest thing because I wanted to do some journalism. I brought my camera.
Okay.
They had tents in this field, like a baseball field, air park
hmm
area. Bunch of vendor tents, right? They had one for the Village of Skokie. They had all like one for fucking dildos. Yes, that's true. All colors and sizes. Okay, for kids
Nice.
to look at. But anyways, I prepubescent kids to look at. Little kids are walking around. They're only 2 feet tall. They're looking at dildos. It's a Skokie Pride Fest. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that. It's very frustrating. So
Yeah.
all the way on the other side of the field, all alone, is a single tent. And I recognized the logo on it. It was Hope for the Day. They had these on the table. I grabbed it. I'm like, hey, I know Hope for the Day. I've done work for you guys before. Oh, really? I'm like, yeah, the band The Right Now. Yeah, I filmed for them at the Hideout. They did a show benefiting Hope for the Day, meaning all the ticket sales went to Hope for the Day. And so I filmed that, and that's because the Hope for a Day was there because the singer's husband took his life,
Jeez.
left behind a daughter and a son and a wife, and everybody. He left behind everybody. Okay, and
Yeah.
and this woman continued on with her band and made a song about him. And I'm there filming it, watching her just deal with this stuff. So I mean, everybody is affected by people taking their lives early, and it goes.
All right.
It's a ripple effect, and it's not a good one.
No.
So if anybody is thinking like that, I suggest you speak to me, reach out. I'm here, comment and everything. Okay. By the way, I'm thinking like I'll post this to my YouTube or Rumble. We'll try Rumble first, and whatever you're
Okay.
comfortable with, because really, I
I'm
mean,
good. Whatever you want to do, man. I'm cool. I'm glad I was here.
people
One
are
thing that
gonna
you said.
clip all of the little like acting I did.
Yeah.
It's New Cuba. Yes.
No Cuba.
What's that
I'm
guy?
starting an empire up by me. So
What I'm really like emulating that guy with the purple hat, the wacky racer guy with the dog, Scruffy the
yeah, I
dog.
know you're. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yes, yes.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut this podcast, brother. I don't think we're gonna have to air it. Too much
Doesn't
talk
work for
about the Holy Land here.
me. Doesn't.
Doesn't fly with me down in Fort Lauderdale. That's not even where I'm at, but Crystal Lake Beach, wherever the fuck I'm at. I don't know where Clearwater Beach, I think, is where he's from.
He's Clearwater. Yeah, I
Okay.
know where he is. Yeah.
I think I thought he was in Fort Lauderdale last year, and I almost was gonna go visit.
No,
It's just too
he's
far.
in Clearwater. Yeah, he's in Clearwater. He's got
That's another
a
bucket list thing, though. The Hogan Beach shop. Like, just walk in Hogan's there. Hey, what's up, brother? Want an autograph? Yes, please. Yes.
my sister lives in Tampa. She's been at Clearwater. She's been to she went to a hotel or was a restaurant or something. There she is. There's the Hulkster in the restaurant. She goes, I'm in restaurant Hogan's here. And I'm like, shut up. It's like, damn it. No, yeah. Next time I go down and visit, I'm gonna go to the beach shop. So and hopefully he'd be in there. That'd be cool.
Take pictures, do a little short video
Yeah,
before you walk
man.
in or something.
Yeah, I'll do it, man. Because he'll look at me, I'll be like, dude, I'm original Hulkamaniac, dude. I'm 43, man. You were up right there, so it was a good time. I'd like to see it.
You
So
could be like, I watched it all, brother. He'll
I
be like,
watched it
oh,
all. That's
thank
right.
you, Uncle Maniac. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jeremy. I really appreciate that, brother.
yeah.
Want to buy a
So,
belt?
yeah.
Want to buy a $400 NWO Big Gold?
Woo!
I'll sign it for 200.
Too sweet.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
For life.
That's it. That's it. We used to do that all the time. But yeah, no, this has been pretty good, man. It's been a good time doing the show again. It's been some time.
Yeah, this is relaxing. I enjoy doing this,
Yeah.
and I told this to Tom too. I mean, we talk very easy to get like we're able to share a lot of topics and not really step on each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, but I guess soon we'll be out in the field doing some marching in wool, and we got a big calendar this year, so I'm excited. It's be real soon. Oh, yeah, you got it out. Yeah, there it is.
Zouave, yeah, 114
I got
Pennsylvania.
I got my Iron Brigade hat right there.
All right, all right. I
Yeah,
see. I pulled this out yesterday because I wanted to see how much weight I lost. Man, my chest
yeah,
really, it's flat
that's in
now.
it now.
I
Nice.
got no more titties. Good job, Stevie. Good job. Yay. Now I
Awesome,
just need
man.
to
Well,
work
good
on the
luck.
gut. Get that
Yeah,
little V cut. Squat 500 pounds. Deadlift 1,000.
right there.
Call it a day.
There you go. Get out of that battlefield, man. We'll scare some rebs.
Lift some of those earthworks. Do a
You know,
flying
we
elbow.
should we should we our unit should come out like Demolition's theme song or like LOD or something.
Dude, we should just
Oh
have a
boy,
Bluetooth speaker with us on it. Put it in our knapsack.
we're the skirmish line and we're playing like the NWO theme song. Oh god, we
Oh,
could have so much. We'd have so much fun.
114 Pennsylvania. You have NWO, brother. It's new. It's gonna be the new unit for the future, brother.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
what we were
Ooh,
talking about? I think we're
Zouave
the
madness.
the Zouave
Zouave
coat that's
madness.
black and white. I think. Oh
We talked about that.
yeah.
Zouave madness, the black and the white. Tassels and get Hardy hands out with tassels like freaking machos hats. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Black, just black and white,
Just
man.
replace the red with white, and
White.
that's the jacket, and the blue
I
is
know
black.
it's like,
Even this, even like this little shit on the side, that'll be
yeah,
white.
yeah, that's it, right?
Maybe
And
maybe Scott Hall's this will have like the dripping, the liquid dripping effect on it on the
Yeah,
cuffs.
God.
I think it's inevitable.
Oh,
Well,
man,
when
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just
What
like
you gonna
a
do when Zouave madness runs wild on you?
I've want to have a Zouave unit that does that stacking human stacking pyramid shit of scaling the
Oh,
walls. And I want to participate in it. I want to be the fucker running off the shit. You know how crazy that would look? And especially at an
oh,
event, just have like a scalable wall. And we'll be like those guys like
run this by Chris. I'll talk to him.
oh no, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna pass out if I try that. Like he
No, he'll make us do it.
huh?
He'll watch. He'll make us do it, and he
Oh
can
yeah,
watch.
yeah. Oh, he's
He's
the
the
captain.
captain.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to.
He could just sit there and look pretty and like give commands.
Yep.
Ah, do this, do that.
No, he's gonna film it for us because he's golf kick. So I'll run it by him. I'll run it by him. So, all right, man. Well, it's been great.
If we
This is
put
fun.
10 daguerreotype cameras side by side and we let them start exposing 10 seconds apart, we could make plates that if we move them fast enough, it'll create motion picture.
Yay!
Did we hack the system? It's
Yep.
technically video during the Civil War
Yeah,
if we do
it
it
would
that way.
be. Yeah.
But who would
Do, do,
think of
do.
that at the time? None of them. None of them thought of it.
No, it's too new. It was too new for him. So, oh
Just
well.
like if they had a phone. What if they had a
Oh
cell
yeah.
phone like today out there? Man, that messed up the whole timeline.
Yes, it would.
Although they wouldn't
So
have self service. They'd just probably be fascinated by whatever battery life is left on the thing before it dies.
it dies out. Oh, look at that shit. So that'd be cool. All right, I have to head off.
Yes, thanks for this a great discussion. I don't even know what we're going to call
Yeah,
this. This is going to have to be a new show or something where eventually it's going to have its own channel and name. But for now,
that's what we've been discussing. So we'll see what happens from this year. It's
what name?
we
Like, did
go.
we come up with any names? We'll figure it
We
out.
have it.
This has
We're
been
still
very
working
heavy
on it.
wrestling. It's like, but we
Yeah.
covered a lot of topics. We'll figure it out.
Yep. We'll figure it out. We have time. So hey, thanks for having me again. We'll definitely be doing it again.
Yes, and oh man, I'm gonna be a different person the next time we talk because I'll be back from North Carolina.
I want to hear about it. I want to hear about it.
Oh, it's gonna be good. Yeah, I'll
So,
fill
all
you
right.
in.
All right.
All
Well,
right,
you have a
man.
safe trip down there. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All
All right,
right.
have a good one.
You too.